a recap of the HBCU sports world. It is meant to be comedic and informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their schools, or all black people. There may be some cuss words and some cultural words. If that bothers you, move along. If you're young, please seek permission before watching any further. If you at work, make sure you got your earbuds in. Don't blame us if you get fired. Thank you. The Outspoken Show.
And P.S. Don't be so damn sensitive.
You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on her, flaring on her. We Rick flaring on her. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on her, flaring on her. Jack, we Rick flaring on her, flaring on her. It's apparent these girls staring. I'm Rick flaring, gold across my chest. I'm fresh to death. I'm Paul Bearing, not at all scary. One eye open like Betty Wops and fine to these Urkels that's going in like a carry shot. Woo! I'm going in like a Mary Pop off that Mary Crop at the top flow at the Marriott. So questioning me is like questioning you. See, we the best dressed, so come and get blessed with the crew. Not one but two, different ways to slaughter your crew. Committed tat across the chest, I guess she blessed with the truth. People want to see them checks, representation of proof. Living through my elders, trying to resonate to the youth. But ain't nothing to get my flash on. Longevity is heavily embedded in my melanin. Layman terms, I last long. My grind repetitive, I'm smoother than real silk. Lyrical cash cow who can't cry over spilled milk. We in here. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on her, flaring on her. We Rick flaring on her, flaring on her. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on her, flaring on her. We Rick flaring on her, flaring on her. This ain't no normal situation, this preparation with greatness. Industry full of fakeness, it's really up for the taking. See, life is what happened to you, more so how you take it. Don't get stripped of your knowledge and mentally leave you naked. I like to live otherwise. I'm sorry that I'm fresh to death. I put the polo and apologize. See, black son, we ain't nothing like the mother guys. Quit to socialize, we organize, then we mobilize. Off the deep end like a scuba diver. And no confusion, just keep it pushing like Uber drivers. Woo! Business fresh just like a supervisor in a Gucci visor. Can't find a smoother rhymer. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on her, flaring on her. We Rick flaring on her. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on her, flaring on her. We Rick flaring on her, flaring on her.
Yeah, DQ baby. Shout out that boy Nigga for that fire track. Hey, Black Sun, sun up. What's up, Vinny Vegas? What in Vegas? Yeah. Shout out Pharaoh's Kids, D-Phase. Yeah. Bubba C. Yeah. Rick flaring on them. Rick flaring on them. Rick flaring on them. Rick flaring, son up, baby.
Hey, yo, Scotty, we back.
Yo,
Appreciate you for reaching
you a
out.
star.
I'm like, hey, it's outspoken. A lot changed. Granted, the concept we still hosting. Giving you the fix you need when on the screen. The veteran, Captain Petty, giving you medicine. Come tap in. You know Scott gon' do what he do. Might not want to hear it, but here go the hard truth. Perry about the numbers, regret if you're not fact-based. When you run your lane, the numbers seem like a statue. Wait. Hey, Scotty, man, I'm not feeling it. I don't think the people feeling it. Let me get in my bag a little bit, just showing what this outspoken really about to be like. Outspoken, this is more than conjecture. These days they laying people off, so glad that we got our own. Hunger insatiable, made for you if you say you objective. Hard truth offering, no offense, just perspective. Come get your dosage and go with me. We spit it like poetry. The pivot was pivotal. Could rhyme here, but I'd rather not. Some say Scotty, some call him Scott. The best one since Stewart. If you know, then you know. But if you don't, then you're lost. Let me be frank for a minute, cause we all know that's how Perry be. Break it down the game for what it was, no apologies. This my hypothesis, you tune in, you like watching it. It's common sense, obvious, competent, rugged, and confident. Hey, we outspoken. We outspoken. We outspoken. This is outspoken, and we gon' put on a show, even if we hear you say I can't stay. It's outspoken.
Hey, backpack. I think we got another one. They ain't think we can do it, but we still here.
What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Scotty, man, back with another one. Happy Monday! Listen, it's a full day out here today. It's something special. That's all I can say. It's definitely something special. It's a new Monday. It's a new regime in the SWAC. But we'll get into all that. Listen, I can't do this show without my brother from the. Give him my boy, Prairie.
What's up?
Are we representing ESPN today? We doing ESPN things?
I'm in the studio today, so
We doing
I'm in
big
the studio, so I got something to do directly after we done. So for once, I'm not at the house. You called me back at the studio.
Okay, cool. Got some ESPN things. Listen, I made a bet with a PV fan in the stands that said if PV won, I was going to have to wear the PV shirt. Now, listen, it is currently in the dryer, okay? It is currently in the dryer. It is soaking wet. I try, it was my sweat rag for so long. I ain't feel right just putting it on.
It's not the 2024 one, is it?
Yeah, that's
No, you leave that shit. You get you a 2025 one. Get it up there.
I ain't got a 2025 one.
Don't wear that 2024. That never happened.
I got it. That's all I got.
It didn't happen.
But it's all
you got to send that to like Costa Rica or somewhere. Like send that off.
Listen, a bet's a bet. I'm gonna get my kids to get out the dryer for me, wet and all. I'm gonna put it on, and we gonna go from there, man. But how was your weekend, P? I know you've been down for a little. You couldn't come to the SWAC Championship because you had a little cold. But how's everything going for you?
Man, last week after we got done with the show, coming back from New Orleans.
Hey, bring me the shirt.
You like the daddy? What y'all doing in there?
Better be playing in that water.
Hey. But man, I had got sick after the show, man. It hit me like Tuesday and get too much shaking hands and hugging down in New Orleans.
Kissing babies.
Huh?
Kissing babies.
I wasn't kissing no babies, Kiss where the babies is made though, but at the end of the day, man, it was just it got sick, man. I got sick. So I've been trying to shake back and it wore me out, man. I could not go to the SWAC Championship this weekend, man, just because where I was under the weather, and it really got me. I couldn't get out there in that air, man, so I need to shake back. But I'm making up for it. I'll be in Atlanta this weekend. I'll be in Atlanta actually on Wednesday. So I'll be there. And you know what, Scotty? It looked good on you.
Shut the hell up.
It looked good on you.
It's wet as hell, too. This ain't soaking wet.
Hey,
I know y'all can't see it.
Because before you be sick like me, man,
Yeah, that's why I got the hoodie. That's why I got the hoodie on top of it.
And it's a very special week. It's my birthday week.
Oh, let's go!
Yeah. I just wanted to
Birthday boy in the house.
Yeah, that's why I put it right there. You see, that's anybody want to buy me a drink, y'all know I do partake. So if you want to buy me a drink or you want to buy me some popcorn or a Snickers bar or a bag of chips, I'm okay with it. That's that's the cash app right there. Y'all look out for your boy right there. Cash app. $ P White 1210. My birthday, December the 10th on Wednesday. So it's a holiday. It's a holiday this week. So,
Okay. Well, you can't be a Scorpio. Everybody not blessed. Listen,
Sagittarius.
Again, like we talked about that. Nobody even knows what that is. Okay. Again. Hey, listen, guys, we got a full show. It's going to be a quick show, but it's going to be a full show. Ain't much to talk about. Ain't many games going on, but it's one big one. Listen, but without further ado, we got a special guest in the building.
We got a special guest in the building. I mean, the one and only, the originator of the song. If you can play that for me, DJ.
In the valleys, whoa. Stay focused. There is a place I want to go. The name of the the place ringing in my ear. Atlanta, 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 Atlanta is the land of the purple and gold. Oh, the land of the purple and gold. Gotta
Gotta get there. Hey, that's my favorite part. Hey, listen, give it up for today's special guest, Coach Tremaine Jackson.
What's up, fellas?
Hey, Coach.
What's up, Coach? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man.
That's all you on that video, baby. Don't be coming like it's us. That's all you.
You know, the context of that video, man, is that was about 5:30 in the morning, and I felt like we was putting them boys through there, and so we tried to give them something to help them make the moment, at least be able to have something to hold on to, man. So I had no idea that would be. Didn't know I was getting filmed at that time, man. So it was just kind of one of them deals.
It's been, listen, you have been the king of the one-liners all season long. I mean, from I didn't go to recess to Atlanta to happy homecoming. I mean, it's been one-liner after another. Do you think it is? Are you like The Rock? It just comes out of you? Well, listen, I mean, you have just been amazing with these one-liners.
I just kind of say what's on my mind at the time, man, and that's gotten me in trouble in earlier parts in my life, man. But I always tell our kids that we're gonna keep it a buck with you every day, and so we tell them exactly what we feel, and it's worked out for us.
Man, I love it, Coach. Man, I've been on the bandwagon for a long time. Not really the 12 fans bandwagon, but more your bandwagon per se, right? And it was something that you said to me, not to me, but at the coaches conference that really, I know a lot of people weren't there at the Minority Football Coaches Association. You were on the HBCU panel, and something that you said to me, something that you said to the panel was so profound. And you said you didn't like how people threw away transfers. Mm-hmm. How they shushed them to the side because they went from one place to another. And you said people have made bad decisions. People have been in and out of marriages, but that doesn't throw them away by their decisions. It's what they do going forward. That was so transformational for me because it made me look at transfers in a completely different way. Why has your mindset always been in that way with transfers and not looked at them like, if they didn't work here in the last 3 spots, they're not going to work here?
Yeah, man, I'm a transfer. And I am one. So I've always had a soft spot in my heart for guys that might have made a decision for one reason or another, and then it didn't work out. And I won't say the school that I transferred from. If you read my bio, you'll know. But I went there simply because they were in the FBS. I didn't have any relationship. I didn't have any. I always wanted to go to that school, and we were getting our head kicked in and week out. And so when I got there, man, I started twiddling my thumbs together going, man, I made a bad decision, not to mention I really didn't have any relationship with our coaches. And I knew I was going to coach from the 3rd grade, man. I knew that this is something I wanted to do. And relationships with coaches have been my whole background. I'm a single parent. Grandma raised me. Coaches have always been the father figures for me. And when I didn't feel that anymore, man, I wanted to get out of there quick. And the rules were a little bit different than what they are now. But I wasn't a bad kid. I didn't get in trouble. I just made a bad decision based off what society told me that I need to play FBS ball. So the first FBS school that came along, I took it because that's what you were supposed to do. I didn't make a good enough decision, man. And so I ended up getting it right, going to a place and finishing school and getting into coaching, man. But I don't like when people put these labels on these guys in the portal. It's our fault that there's a portal. It's our fault. We need to do better as coaches. We need to do better as institutions at providing experience to make people not want to leave, not just build facilities. We need to have genuine relationships with people, man, so that they want to do better. And I think that's what we've done here with this team.
Coach, I got to ask, because earlier today during the coaches call for the Celebration Bowl, you said something, and it resonates to me as a parent. You know, you said we don't compromise. You know, we tell them what they need to do, and that's just what it is. And you know, you made it so plain and clear. You know, you talked about parents who, when they telling the kids something, they compromise when they hand them an iPad. I'm with you on how you coach. That's me as a parent. I tell my kids, I don't negotiate with terrorists, and I call the kids. I don't negotiate. If I tell you, that's just, it is what it is. Sorry for you. You will learn a lesson out of it. But for you, that lesson to be learned that you teach your team and that you use as your principle in terms of your values, how do you then instill that to create a culture of success in what you found so far this year at Prairie View?
Yeah, you know, we talk about what it takes to be one of us and being a dog, Perry, man, and being disciplined, obedient, having a lot of grit. Well, the middle part, obedience, we say you got to submit and comply with the authority for the greater good of the team and the organization. We think society gets obedience wrong. We think that people say obedience thinks that you got to be soft and you're tapping out. Obedience is just doing what's best. And I often tell our guys, man, if you get pulled over and you act a fool, chances are you might end up on the T-shirt instead of just saying, yes, sir. The goal is to go home, right? We saw that in 2020.
Facts.
And man, sometimes I think we as coaches, we can affect that. If I can teach you how to be obedient in this football program and that we're not going to negotiate with you, then when you get out into the world, you'll understand real quick that life don't negotiate with you. This is a safe environment. College football is safe. People tell you what to do. We feed you. We do all these things, right? Life ain't safe. And I tell them when they hit 290, it ain't safe no more. Don't nobody really care about you like that. And so if you can learn how to do what you're told here, chances are you'll keep your job. Chances are you'll be a good parent. You'll parent your kids in that way. And we can eliminate some problems from society. And that's the ministry of coaching for me. Football is cool. I love it. I love to watch people get knocked out. I do. It is something that I absolutely got to see. But what's really my ministry, what I really love is the conversations that I have with these young brothers, whether they're white, black, Hispanic, whatever. We got all cultures on our team and teach them things about life. Well, how we do that here is by simply saying, just like your daddy told you to take the trash out or your mama told you to take the trash out and they wanted the trash taken out right then, that's how we want you to block the 5 technique. Now, I'm going to ask you, hey, Perry, if you feel like it, can you block that 5 technique? Hey, dog, the 5 technique need to be blocked. Or you need to be in this class. It is a non-negotiable. We don't negotiate with children, is what we say. And we define a child as somebody that's still on their mama's cell phone bill. If you still on your mama's cell phone bill, you're a child. If you go home and you still got your posters up on the wall at your mama's house, you're a child. And so we're not going to negotiate with you, but we are going to help you become a man where you can tell your mama, my credit ran good. And I got on my own Verizon or AT&T.
Come on.
And so we're teaching those lessons while trying to play ball. Our culture allows us to do that. And then what you see is we don't have a lot of undisciplined issues. We don't have kids hitting coaches like we saw at Montana State. We don't have it. It's just not happening, right? Because we have genuine relationships with our guys. We're up front with them on the front end so they know what they're getting into. We're very clear about how we do it. We really like when guys come watch us practice so they can see exactly what they're getting into and not some 48-hour show that I can make anything look good for 48 hours on a visit. And then when you get here, I can switch it up on you. That's why the portal full. The portal full because of the switch up. The portal full because I was hitting you with dog and dancing with you on the 360. And then I had to coach you and you went, whoa, who is this guy?
Yeah.
So we just try to give it to you up front, man. And these guys that we got in this locker room, they bought into it from the word say go. Now, everybody we brought ain't here. Everybody we brought, even though we signed them, they ain't here. Some guys, man, they couldn't get it. And those guys, we tell them you can play, you just can't play here. It's cool. You're a good player. I really don't want to play against you, but I'd rather play against you because you're going to do something to let us beat you because you're not very disciplined. You're not obedient enough. And we get calls from those guys even after we cut them. I'm saying, hey, coach, man, I'm out here in the world and I really get it now. And so it confirms to me that we're doing the right things within the program and we're getting people better in this thing called society and life, man.
I love it, Coach. And anybody, for my sound, if it's low, I do apologize. Coach, let's talk about this game, though. Yeah. Listen, I was in the building. One thing.
I missed you, man.
No, you were, man, listen, after the game, it was a lot of cues, and them guys, listen, it was one after another, one after that. I said, listen, I ain't got no purple and gold on. I said, let me just move my happy butt along. But no, I dapped up AD Golf and you know what I'm saying, said what's up to him and some other people as well. But I want to talk about this game. And for me, Coach, I will have to say, for me, when I saw this game and when I was watching it, I was watching you guys play, I just said, listen, if Tremaine wins this game, if Coach Jackson wins this game, it's because he coached a hell of a game. And that's what took place in this, because I'm telling you right now, if the fans had a way, because I was sitting on the PV side, if the fans had a way, they hated that QB draw. I swear to God, on everything I love, after like the 15th time you ran that, they were cussing up a storm. I'm like, stop running that motherfucker. I'm tired of running that. God damn it, if he run that QB. And then, all behold, game on the line, QB draw. But going back to the little things, I just loved how you guys were ready. When the game started and you guys, your defense on the field waiting. Going offense, when you first got the first possession, you're on the field just waiting. Like the defense is, it just seemed like it was a different tempo and mindset that you guys are playing with in this championship game. Can you speak to that?
Yeah, man, I appreciate you talking about the coaching. I certainly feel like I've got a really good staff. I feel like these guys, they find weaknesses, even though there weren't very many against Jackson State. They find weaknesses and try to exploit them. I will speak to you, man, on the readiness of it. Here's what we felt like. Coach Taylor is a phenomenal coach, man. Like this dude, what he's done with the program. I always tell people, I wouldn't have wanted to be the coach after Prime, right? Like, man, that's the way that thing raised up, and it brought the whole city. They have a great environment. I wouldn't have wanted to do that. So my hat goes off to him for not only doing it, but then last year exceeding that expectation and getting them over the top. We got a lot of respect for how he goes about it with building his young men. But one thing that we knew is that Jackson State beats you before you even get to the stadium. They got the energy, they got the enthusiasm, they got the videos to prove it. And so we showed our guys all that all week. And here's what we told them. None of that scores any points. None of that makes any tackles. None of that does anything on affect the outcome of the game. What affects the outcome of the game is blocking and tackling, striking people, and letting them know that we here to play. That's what the outcome is. And so we said, man, when we get there, don't go to the coin toss with your helmet unbuckled. Something might break out. We got to be ready to go.
Yeah.
The atmosphere is electric now. When it's going, it's going. And so they do a really good job. And we don't experience that type of atmosphere in a lot of places. We certainly don't experience it at home yet. We hope to get to that point. But, man, our guys decided that they were going to go and play and leave everything out there. And we made our fair share of mistakes. I don't think we played extremely well, not like we want to, but we played well enough to win. And to find a way to win at a place that ain't lost in 3 years at home, and as new as we are, my hat goes out to our guys, and we're here today cleaning up those mistakes that we made. But I just think those guys made a decision. And we always tell our guys, when the collective makes a decision, then you take it out of my hands as the head coach, and now the program is running the program.
That's good.
And that's when we got something, when the program can run the program.
All right, Coach, I got to do this part for the breakdown for everybody in the game. You won the SWAC Championship on Saturday. Look, from the first half, you looked like you was enjoying it. The second half, you looked like you was over this shit a little bit. It was starting to get to that point. You was like, hey, let's just go ahead and get this clock to 0. And when it hit 0, you were victorious. 23-21 is the final score in this one. Prairie View in this one, 19 first downs, Jackson State 10. Coach, you went 10 of 21 on third downs, but one thing about your defense, you held Jackson State to 2 of 10 on third downs. You were 1 of 3 on fourth downs. Jackson State 1 of 1. 424 yards of offense for the Panthers, 294 in the air, 130 on the ground on the other side. For the Tigers of Jackson State, 244 total yards, 160 in the air. You held them to 84 yards rushing on the ground. 3 turnovers in this ball game by you in terms of the Panthers. 2 fumbles and an interception on the other side. Just 1 interception thrown by Jackson State. Now we look at Cam Peters in this ball game. Patience you got to have with a quarterback. 17 of 28 throwing the ball with 294 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. But also, Scotty talked about it, that QB draw, QB power. 24 carries for 100 yards and a touchdown. Then you look at Rockwell, your receivers. And I will tell you, very impressed with your receivers, because when you were looking for the big plays down the field, when you were ready to take your shot, those receivers answered, and Rockwell was one of them. 4 receptions for 96 yards. On the other side, Lockhart, who took over for Jacoby Morgan, who had scored a touchdown and ultimately re-injured his foot. Lockhart was 6 of 9 for 156 yards and a touchdown and an interception. Jacoby Morgan, 2 of 6 passing this ball game for 4 yards. A light day for him, but two carries for 28 yards and a touchdown. Travis Terrell Jr., 9 carries for 34 yards. Now, altogether, when I say all of this, Coach, it seemed like at one point this game was tit for tat. Then it went from explosive play to explosive play. Then a turnover ensued, and it was like, all right, let's slow it back down. Let's get back to what we do. And one thing I like about your running backs, they're very patient, waiting on that hole to open, and when it does, boom, they're out of there. But you relied a lot on your quarterback in this ball game. Talk about just the efficiency that you were looking for out of him, and even through the mistakes, still just keep a level head. Let's win this ball game. When it's time to get it, you'll get it. And he did that with that first down. And even your defense in the backfield causing problems for Jackson State all day.
Yeah, Perry, I'll tell you, man, I tell people all the time around here, I'm going to write a book. And the name of the book is going to be Teaching People How to Win While Trying to Win. And a lot of that is not just players, it's everybody in the organization, right? But when you're in a game, sometimes some real live things have to happen for you to be able to teach a lesson, and you hope to be able to overcome it. And so Cam running the ball was certainly not the plan, but it was what was required for us to win.
Wow.
We talk about we're going to do what's required. Like, all coaches got these game plans and all these things. Man, that stuff goes out the window when you get to the game, when you figure out what you wanted to do, you can't do. So now what do you do? And when you see people get blown out, a lot of times they keep doing what they know they can't do, and it just doesn't work. So you're like hitting your head up against a wall. We're always going to do that. Defensively, we're always going to do what's required. Offensively and in the special teams game, and that's what was required. And so my hat went out to Cam because, you know, I don't think he's ever carried the ball that much in the game. And some things were scrambles that weren't designed, but a lot of it was designed. And we went in at halftime, and we knew that we had to we couldn't have our defense on the field a lot. I think we held them to 44 plays or something like that, because it got hot in the third quarter. It got hot. They hit a couple of big passes, which we knew that they had the ability to do that, but we needed to calm things down. And I'll give you this insight. And Scotty, you were there. There was a time where the pom-poms got to shaking, the band got to blowing.
Yeah.
And you could feel that energy on the sideline
coming up.
And we were about to go back out. And I said, hey, man, we got to get a fire extinguisher on this, because you just knew it was coming. Defensively, we got to stop. Offensively, we were able to keep the ball for about 10 minutes on a 96-yard drive or something like that. And so we were able to put that fire out. And so this team has found unique ways to win, man. And so people talk about being battle tested. And I think we started off being battle tested. 2 seconds left, winning the game.
Yeah.
Losing, coming back against UTRGV, ultimately not winning the game. So these guys continue to find a way, but we're always, Perry, going to do what's required for us to win football games. And if that's running the quarterback, if the running backs, if they're keying on our running backs, then we're going to do that. If it's throwing the football, we're going to do that. And I think, like you said earlier, the third down, to have 21 third down attempts.
That's crazy.
Shows that we were driving the ball, right? And for them to just have 10, it shows that we weren't on the field very long. And if you can, some people call it playing complimentary football. Around here, we just say this is the way we ball. Like, this is what we want to be able to do: control the ball, control the game. We don't care how many points we win by. We just want to win.
That's real. I love it, Coach Tremaine. Let me ask you this: when you're making the 96-yard drive and Cam Peters fumbles on the 1, what is the message to your defense, and what's the message to Cam in that moment? Because that was a very, I mean, that moment kind of shifted. It seemed like you had Jackson on the heels. You get the touchdown, game's over. You put them away. They get the fumble. They get the stop. What do you go back and tell your team? How do you get them their mind reset to, hey, we gotta go finish this game?
I told him it was my fault. I told him, man, that situation was my fault, because what I should have done as a coach is I should have coached that situation better. Here was the situation. It was 3rd and 1. If he didn't get it, we probably were going to go for it on 4th down, so he had no reason to reach over to the goal line, but he did get it. And so it would have been 1st and goal from the 1. Well, sometimes when players who Cam is older, but he doesn't have a lot of experience, right? Like, he's gotten the majority of his experience this season. When you have a player like that, you got to coach him through every situation. And so I told the defense, it's not Cam's fault, that's my fault. Never gonna blame a player for trying to make a play. Man, that dude was trying to get the ball in the box so we can shut it down, right?
Yeah. He
probably didn't need to reach it though. And so I should have coached him better in that moment. So I asked the defense to bail us out. I said, man, I messed up. And when you mess up sometimes, I have to bail you out. I need you to bail me out. And man, those guys went and did that. And while they were bailing us out, I was able to have that conversation with Cam on the sideline. It wasn't man, what are you? It wasn't that. It was, when we're in this situation, this is what we need to do. Understand that we can still get a 1st down. Because when the ball's inside the 10, a lot of people automatically assume that there's no way for you to get a 1st down, right?
Yep.
Not true all the time. We could have, the 1 yard line would have got us a 1st down. And I didn't do a very good job of communicating that with the players. I assume, and there's a sign in our building that says assume nothing. And so we want to make sure that we do a better job of coaching that. And so it was my fault. They bailed us out. And then the 3rd and 7 that he came back and got on the last drive, he made up for the mistake. And so we tell him, it's not about the mistake you make. You don't judge a man by that. You judge him by how he recovers. And he recovered in that moment. And that's what I mean by teaching people how to win while trying to win.
I love it.
Hey, let me tell you, your boy Golf was all in the back while you was doing your interview. Hey, your boy Golf was like, hey, I told y'all.
Yeah.
But for you, man, to get that trophy, year 1, the hard work, you and your staff, and you talked about it early on the coaches call. And I heard Kenneth Berry say the same thing. Hey, we just some D2 coaches, just proving to folks that we know what it is and what it takes to win. And I was listening to you because it resonated when you talked about being at Valdosta State. And you didn't have this, you didn't have that. But listening to other people trying to follow something, then realize, you know what? Hey, if we ain't going to do it my way, then we ain't going to do it at all.
Yeah.
And you learned your lesson. You talked about what you guys went 5 and 6, then everybody wanted to fire you.
Yep.
And just last year, you played for a D2 national championship. This year, you're playing for an HBCU Black College national championship, and you in a bowl game, man. What have you just learned over this process for you, being at a place like Prairie View, getting the opportunity that Golf gave you, and as well as just through this process, learning the conference, being able to, as I will say, evolve a team, because you guys started out like the caterpillar in the beginning of the year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just trying to get there. But then at the end of the year, you get in the cocoon. Now you're ready to fly, and that's why you made it this far. And everybody else, y'all like that? You like that? Huh?
That was a good one.
But now you're flying, and you're flying high with a championship. But for you, just this process now at being at Prairie View.
Yeah, man. Certainly grateful to be around good people, and I think AD Golf and I have a really good relationship because we had a real conversation when we were in the hiring process about what we both wanted and what we could actually do and what it took to get to this point, right? And so that's the first thing when you say, what do you the question you ask when you're asking me about what it took a real conversation. A year prior to the SWAC Championship, I was coaching against Virginia Union, and AD Golf was watching our team, and I knew that the job was a possibility. And when we talked the next day, he said, man, you guys have a really disciplined football team. And so I always knew that discipline wins, right? I think I heard Coach Berry say that earlier. But sometimes when you're in it, you don't really know what it looks like. You need people from outside to sometimes. That's why people always ask for a second opinion. You just kind of need some confirmation. And so that was the big thing. I knew we needed to come in here with a lot of discipline. you're right, Perry, man. I negotiated at Valdosta in 2022. I listened to people that were non-football people. I had a vision and a plan, but I thought because of the type of job it was, because they had never had a black coach in any sport, man, maybe I need to listen to these people and it'll buy me some time. Ultimately, it almost got me fired. And I made a vow to myself on Thanksgiving of that year saying, man, I'll never listen to nobody else again as far as running the program. We'll always evolve, but the negotiation piece, I'll never negotiate with players again. And it's worked for us since then. Man, I think we're 35-6 in the last 3 years. One of my coaches told me that's been with me. That's phenomenal. You got people that get a left leg to win 35 games in 3 years. You got some people 6-35 in our profession. Exactly. And so you got to make sure that you understand where you came from and how you got there. And when we walked in the door here, we weren't going to be in, we weren't going to negotiate, and we were going to find people on this level that could actually help us win, but also wanted to be a part of what we had going on. And I think that's what you see right now. There's a lot of people in our organization that want to be here. They don't get a lot of recognition. The defensive guys, they call themselves the no-name defense because others don't know their names, right? And so they take a lot of pride in what it is that we do. We have a saying around here that, man, this is program. This is how you form program. And the players hold on to it. And it's been a really good experience for us. And we're just getting started. This is not the best team that we will have here. This is the team that we have right now that is doing the very best. And some days, man, they play out of their mind on certain sides of the ball. But recruiting is going well for us right now from the early signing day. We will only be better from here. And so my mama said, you putting the SWAC on notice. I said, no, we're just trying to run the program at the highest level like we promised. We walked in the door and said what we were going to do. Disciplined people do exactly what they say they're going to do, and we pride ourselves on being one of those people.
Oh, man, I love that, Coach. Before I get to my Celebration Bowl question, I want to understand how in this climate, in this space of high turnover and in and out and kids coming in, how do you still build a program? Because that is the facade of the transfer portal, that you cannot build a program with high turnover kids and mercenaries. But how do you bring a bunch of kids together in a quick fashion, turn them into, don't give them the secret sauce, but I'm just saying the mindset of how do you build a program in this day and era?
Yeah, I think people that say that don't have a plan. And just think that because somebody was a good player that they're going to put them out there and start playing and do exactly what they tell them to do. Relationship is the key to our success. Being honest with people, telling them exactly where they stand. You'd be surprised, Scotty, how many guys left whatever place not knowing where they stood. And I mean, like, coach, does coach even like me? Does the head coach walk right past me in the hallway? Wow. He don't say nothing to me. We hear all of those stories. And you know, I'm a coach, so I get some kids are bitter and they say some things. But the overwhelming thing is, man, coach, I never knew this before about life. And I know there's a lot of coaches out there that do it the right way. And so we want to make sure that we're doing our part by helping these guys in life. If you do that, then getting them to play what they say they love is not very hard. It's getting them to do what they say they love when they think they're doing it just so you can win some ball games because you have no relationship with them. That's tough. That's tough. And then you got to have an eye for talent. Just because a guy played at Oregon don't mean he can play for you. You know, I tell guys all the time, there's guys that can play, and then there's guys that can play for us. And so you got to know what you're looking for. We have critical factors in recruiting, and we're looking for those things. And if it ain't those things, I don't care if he played for the New York Jets and we can claim him off waivers. We ain't taking him. We ain't taking him because he just doesn't meet what it is that we're trying to do. And I never want coaches in the room to say they don't have depth when they have depth, but they just don't like it because they missed in recruiting. A lot of people be talking about depth, and they got bodies on the roster. You just don't like that joker because you missed on him. He not playing the way you want him to play. And so we try to be very disciplined to our process in recruiting, so we know what we're getting. We talk to parents. We talk to people involved. I have a parent meeting once a year via Zoom, And if their parents not on time, like the players got to be on time, then I lock them out the Zoom meeting. And I tell them, your son would have got some words, but because you grown, I'm just going to lock you out the Zoom meeting. So everybody in our organization understands how we do it. And you're either going to buy into it or you're going to leave. Well, if you leave, I'm cool. I'm going to get my scholarship back. I'm going to go get somebody else. And so it's, but building relationship with the guys, having them come sit on my couch. I got new couches in here. I didn't like chairs. I want guys to come sit down on the couch, man, and understand that this is like a counseling office. When you come in here, don't talk to me about football. I know you missed that tackle. I don't need you to come in here talking about, I missed the tackle. I know you missed it. I've already jumped on you for that. What I want to know is about your life. And so the story about light bills not being paid. Coach, I got to go home and work in the watermelon field so I can help my mama with this rent over the weekend in spring ball. Those are the conversations. And when you're invested in those guys, man, they'll come back and play above what they really are because they know that their coach cares about them and they're doing what it is that they love. And so we don't buy into the mercenary. We don't buy into that. Even if a guy got in trouble, we don't buy into that. Who are you to say somebody can't get a second chance? If all these older coaches, if there was Twitter and Snapchat and all that stuff in the 80s and early 90s, half of these guys wouldn't even be coaches. I know I wouldn't.
You preach it, coach. You preach it.
And so who are you? How dare you hold somebody hostage for a mistake that they made instead of giving them an opportunity to prove that they're not that? And what we choose to do is give them that. We're going to give them an opportunity. There's some things we can't touch. But most things, man, if we talk to a guy and we know his background and story, we're gonna let him come play football, and then he can redeem himself by playing football and getting a degree. And everybody loves the underdog recovery story. Man, I got a guy right now that was in prison 2 years, and he played for us at Valdosta State. Now that dude works for a Freightliner company, and he's a manager. This dude was in prison for 2 years.
Wow. And
we gave him an opportunity to come play right tackle for us. And so, man, this dude, he was a hell of a right tackle now, Scotty. I ain't gonna hold you.
And he was getting them through the bubble.
But he was one of the best people you want to be around. And so nobody was giving him opportunity. I had to go talk to the administration. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna manage him. But who are we not to give that young man an opportunity to redeem himself? And my grandma used to say this, man, I'm so glad God ain't like man. I'm so glad. All these rules, if God had all these rules and stuff that we got and don't care about people's hearts, we'd all be in a world of trouble. And so I've always lived the coaching life like that because I'm that guy, man. I'm the guy that made a lot of mistakes coming up. I'm the guy that didn't have a father. I'm the guy that was lost and needed some guidance. And luckily, thanks be to God, man, there were some coaches that really helped me.
And that typically become the best teachers. And that's who you are right now, teaching these young men how to be men and deal with adversity and how do you handle adversity in the toughest situations, like you talk about even in that game with those turnovers and with issues, but still fighting through it. It ain't over till the clock hits zero. Don't look at the scoreboard. Just keep doing what we ask you to do. Now I want to turn my attention to this weekend, to the Celebration Bowl, and looking at South Carolina State.
The Bros
Q
Bowl. The Bros Bowl.
Whatever you may label it, at the end of the day, a championship has to be held up. And this is the MEAC champion versus the SWAC champion. Now, looking at Coach Berry, once again, both of you guys coming from the D2 ranks. He had success at Benedict College. You had success at Valdosta State. Now coming into this game, both your programs are headed in the right direction. You're conference champions. What I've seen from South Carolina State in terms of watching them, right? They can hit you with the explosive plays. They defense is bend but don't break. But where they really can catch you at, special teams. They're sneaky at special teams. But for you, looking at film and evaluating, getting ready for this program this week to take on South Carolina State, what are you seeing with a well-coached Berry team that's looking to finally cross that hump and get them a Celebration Bowl?
Yeah, man, I think you hit the nail on the head when you said well-coached. I think they're well-coached in all three phases. They're really explosive on offense, like you said. Might be the best pure passing quarterback we've seen that stays in the pocket, can get the ball down the field. They do some things that probably look complex to defenses, but it's really simple for them to get to. And I know it's really simple for them to get to because of the amount of times that they do it and the different ways that they do it. We're trying to get the ball pushed down the field. If I know Coach Perry, probably doesn't have the number run game wise that he wants, but he still runs the football effectively. And those guys are really big, really long, great athletes, twitchy on both sides of the ball. Their defensive front stands out on tape. They're really active in going to rush the passer and just putting pressure on people in the run game. I got a former player, Jamori Jones, number 99 for them. He played for us at Valdosta State. He's there. He's in their rotation on the D-line. And so we know what we're getting into. But I think you're right with the special teams. They don't do a lot. They just do it really well. They do it extremely well. They're not afraid to be aggressive on special teams. It's shown to help them. And so they got an opportunistic defense, an explosive offense, and a well-coached special teams. But like I told our team, when you're playing in this game, both teams got something.
They got to get there.
Yeah, for us to be in the building, both teams got something, right? And so certainly a great challenge for us to be able to do it in this setting for a national championship, right? I think people talk about how Coach Perry was there last year. He's got a lot of experience that we don't have in this game. But I always tell people we lost the national championship game too. And so it's I think both staffs have kind of been sitting here waiting for a year to put a better taste in our mouth when it comes to this time of year. So I think it'll be a really good game. Both teams are battle tested from both conferences and schedules. And so we got our work cut out for us. And we got to work a day early on these guys, man, because they've been off for a few weeks. We roll right into another one, and we got to make sure we're clicking on all cylinders when we make this trip.
I'm glad you brought that up. That was going to be my one of my last two questions, Coach, is, the turnaround time. How do you prepare? Which it's like Thursday night football. You're getting off a game, you're coming in, you got to go right back. Then you're probably traveling on Wednesday, I would assume.
We're leaving tomorrow night, Tuesday.
Leaving Tuesday. So getting the game plan, were you already looking at this game ahead of time? How do you get the game plan ready for such a quick turnaround?
Yeah, man, if we didn't have the experience that we had from our last place, because, in Division II, it's back-to-back-to-back. They don't care about none of that, right? They getting you in and out. They don't care. And let me get on this quick soapbox, since everybody on this college football playoff soapbox, right?
Yeah.
I do believe that there's something that needs to be done to eliminate the quick turnaround for the SWAC. And I understand the Bayou Classic. I understand all those things. But I do believe that it is not the right advantage for both teams. It's not equal when we have to play this quick turnaround 7 days later, and the MEAC has been off for 2 or 3 weeks, right? And so we've got to find a better system. And I'm from the deal of bowl games being after December 20th. And I'll say this, the national championship in Division II is after the Celebration Bowl. So the Celebration Bowl is the semis in Division II. And so for us to be a national championship game before a lower level national championship game, that needs to be addressed at some point, because the game is too good. The experience that I think we're going to have based off the meetings is too good for our guys to be rushed in and rushed on out, right? And so I want to make sure that that's said. Now, for us, it's normal, though. We just on a week-to-week schedule. This is game 14 for us. We played 13 last week. Game 14, we'll get ready as we get ready. And, we're flying out tomorrow night on a Tuesday because we had to be there by Wednesday. And one thing bold people forget about, man, is practice. Like, we going to practice, bro. Like, we don't do nothing else at Prairie View A&M. We're practicing. I'll forget about the game. If they cancel the game, I'm straight. As long as we get this Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday practice. And so we wanted to make sure we got our boots on the ground so we can get up Wednesday and go practice so we can get ready for this good football team.
Prairie View got that type of money. A lot of HBCUs ain't got that type of money. Get there,
hey, Scotty,
a week early.
Scotty, when you win the championship, I don't care about no money. Like, when you win the SWAC, it ain't been won since 2009. Somebody gonna figure it out. Somebody gonna figure it out around here. And I'm willing to pay for it myself. But to give our guys the best opportunity, man, we got to get out of town and get there. And our AD understands that. And so it's been a really good deal. If I didn't have our AD, man, I don't know where I'd be. I'm just going to say that. When he leave, I'm leaving. I'm out. I'm telling you right now. This dude right here, man, he makes it go for us. And he's a major part of our success early. And so I've tried to do this before and was missing some things. I think he's the missing ingredient. So
now, when I was on Twitter and I came on this show many a times, and Perry can contest, I took up for you, Coach Jackson. Again, not for the 12, but for you.
Well, you got a problem with them 12, boy.
Hey,
not with the BB12, but for you, Coach.
Scotty, I remember. He was calling them 12 out. He was in front of that ticket office. Wasn't he? Hey, where y'all at? Shit, we got a game.
I need my line. Where's my line? Right. So again, it's not about the 12. Because to me, Coach, and again, I think as Black men, confidence is seen as arrogance or a confidence in who you are and what you've built and what you know your team can do came off as arrogance, like he's poo-pooing the SWAC. And I'm saying, what's wrong with him being confident in what he's never spoke bad about the SWAC, never spoke bad about an individual school. You just said, hey, you want to play at Prairie View and you a transfer? These are the rules that we go by. And that's non-negotiable. Like you said, with kids, right? Hey, listen, we don't do a lot of talking. We come off this hill, we're going to be ready to play. It was always about your team. And for that, I had a immense amount of respect. But my infatuation for who you were as a man and as a coach was at the minority at that football conference. When you said that at the panel, I said, this dude different because of just the mindset that you have. But Coach, I'm good. My questions are all answered, man. I hope we can have you back on here with the SWAC Championship and the Celebration Bowl Championship and everything like that. Perry, you got any other questions?
Yeah, I got two questions for you. Get out of here. One, with you being at Prairie View and traditionally, being around the SWAC pretty much my whole life, growing up in it, I got introduced to going to Prairie View games on the latter part once I got to college. But for you getting to Prairie View, what is the hardest thing for you, honestly, about changing the mindset of the fans and the culture about respecting and understanding how important home games are when you talk about the money financially that it brings in, but most importantly, the support for the young men that choose to say, I want to come play and win championships at Prairie View? Because now that you're a SWAC champion, right? Year one, you're going to a Celebration Bowl. You're about to do wonders for the marketing for the university being on ABC on national television. And now more than ever, your fan base has to stand up and say, look, we got a coach. We got a coach who's talking about championships. He sung about it, and he took us to one. And the fact is, this is just not a team. Goes back to what you said. This is a program. And to sustain a program must have financial support, must have all type of support. So for you to get the PV Nation, right? PV, who, whatever y'all say, to get them to say that with more people in the stands and more money being, more checks to be written to the program, man. For you, what is the hardest part of that? And what is the vision to grow that, to get people to buy into that and to understand, man, this is what it takes. If you really want this at Prairie View and you want what I'm telling you we're going to do here, this is what it takes.
Yeah, I think the proof has to be in the pudding. And I learned that with our people a long time ago, right? People say they want something, but until you actually go get it done, they don't really believe you're going to do it. There's being from Houston, you understand what people thought about Prairie View A&M. Everybody always tries to hold us hostage to the losing streak. Man, that ain't us. Coach Frazier took us out of that a long time ago. We got away from that a long time ago. But people, when they don't want to do something, they kind of find a reason why they don't, they never won a championship. Here's the deal with our attendance. And an alum told me this. Coach, man, we went from having a 3,500-seat stadium to a 15,000-seat stadium, and we didn't sell out the 3,500-seat stadium. And when he said it, I was like, wow. I wasn't here then. And I always tell people all the time, they go, Coach, you lucky you got a stadium. Black Sheep Free, I said, if we didn't have this stadium, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have came here to that stadium. I'm not doing it. So some things are required, like we talked about with game plans, right? Some things it's required that we have a stadium. But when he mentioned that we went from 3,500 to 15,000, and I'm asking people to sell out 15,000, he's like, "Coach, we never sold out 1,500." And so it changed my thought process. It changed my thought process to why I keep telling these people they need to come to the game. Why not just give them something that they want to come to the game and see? Everybody wants to see a winner. And so if we can win enough, then we'll get the fans. And so I'll tell you this. I was very proud of our people for traveling to Jackson.
They were lit, Coach. They was lit. I was in the crowd.
Because that time I was telling you about where we were dealing with the energy getting high, our fans that traveled, they were part of the diffusing the situation. And then when we made plays, there was a good holler in that stadium, and then we knew it wasn't coming from the people in blue. And so I was proud of them. And so after the game, when everybody's crying and emotional and can't believe we did it, I said, now, can we get you to Prairie View? If we can get you to Jackson, can we get y'all to Prairie View? And we can't get weary and well doing. We're going to have to continue to be successful. I get mad sometimes because I want people to support our young people. These guys work extremely hard, man. And so to get them, they came to homecoming. I talked to them about homecoming. They did come to that. They stayed through the rain. They got better as the season went on. But I think now that we got a trophy, and at some point we're going to have a ring ceremony for this one, right? Then maybe they'll come see the ring because everybody knows and want to see what they look like.
Yeah.
And so, however, whatever antics we got to use to get them in the stadium, but they did come, and I believe they're going to show up in Atlanta. I believe, because one thing about Prairie View A&M, Perry, they love to have a good time.
That's what I've been told. They love to party. Go ahead.
Oh my gosh. They'll go to a Halloween party on a Sunday morning if it's a party.
Since you love to have a good time, schedule something for homecoming next year.
Hey,
happy homecoming.
Already set. Schedule's already set.
If the schedule may be set for homecoming.
I hope you guys, y'all talk to Marshall about not doing that, man. That you know, I'm from the old school.
You talking about not scheduling PV for homecoming?
Please don't do that no more.
Man. I would like to see y'all homecoming.
Scotty, I thought you were going to hit the little fire thing. You hit what I said.
Oh, that's what you want?
I'm messing with y'all, man. Y'all got me away. I'm messing with y'all. But
hey, man,
I think it's coming.
I will say this, man. You know, I've been a fan since the very moment I heard you first open your mouth, because it sounded like you stood on something, and it wasn't just about talk. It was about business. And the fact that you, what, Scotty? What? Speak your piece.
This is a little pause. This is a pause. No. It was an Ayo moment. It was an Ayo moment.
Oh, I should have said pause.
I get it, but go ahead.
I'm talking to a grown man right now. We
I
ain't
just
on
said it was an Ayo moment. Go ahead.
Okay. All right, but nonetheless, I got to ask aside from all of that, because you got into this space. Where did you realize this shit Scotty and I was doing on here, man? At what point did somebody tap you on your shoulder and say, man, hey, you watch this?
I'll be honest, man. When I got the job, you know, I think we got one of the best media teams in the country, right? And I'll say the best, because all somebody gonna do is go on Twitter and say, he said they got the best media team in the country. Yes, I believe that. But one of our media people, one of our students, they said, man, Allscript don't never say nothing nice about Prairie View. And so they said, Coach, there's this guy named Allscript on Twitter. He said that your hire was a good hire, and the dude has been killing PV my whole 4 years here. And so I was like, well, I mean, where is he? He said, man, he be on Twitter. Well, I love Twitter, or X, or whatever they call it, right? And so I got on there one night, and I listen to y'all a lot, man. Like I one of them pictures y'all had of me, I was kind of pissed. I almost sent y'all a different picture because it kind of had me. It was in the middle of the season. I was kind of looking over like that. I don't know who took that dang picture, but I just listen to y'all, man, because I like hearing outside opinions. I like hearing what people think, because we get in as football coaches and we think we know, right? But outside people, whether they're right or whether they're wrong, they have an eye and they might help us with something against somebody or even with ourselves. So as I'm sitting in the back on the back patio watching film, smoking a cigar, man, I'll listen to y'all And I have done this with podcasts for a while. Even I've listened to the HBCU podcast even while I was at Valdosta, because I enjoy the culture and I enjoy being around, man. So when they told me that he ain't never say nothing good, I said, well, man, let me see what the dude said. What? And the first time I listened, it was like PV and the 12 fans. And I was like, oh man, he kind of going with the 12 man because we're in the A&M system, right? And so it was kind of one of those things that I was just like, bro, I'm just gonna listen to it because I like entertainment, man. Like, I'm a serious guy, but I tell our guys when it's fun time, it's fun time. Like, man, this coaching deal will kill you if you always uptight. And we're dealing with kids, right? And so, man, sometimes I like to listen to some stuff. And well, y'all had it rolling one night. Y'all was on somebody, and I sat there probably for 2 hours. I smoked a 2-hour cigar listening to y'all, man, get on somebody. And this was the off season. Like, this was like leading up to the season, right? And so I've enjoyed it, man. I've enjoyed the good things you said about us and our staff. And you know, when I was on our fans, I was right with you. When you were killing them, I was like, yeah, somebody else see it too. But I will tell you, man, I'm gonna get you another shirt, and I'm gonna send you a shirt. I got a shirt for both of y'all when I see you, because that one right there, why not, people? We got some stuff with dog on it that we want to get to you.
I got you. Now listen, I wish I could see. I'm gonna be in Atlanta. I'm gonna be in the stands because you know me. It's a situation,
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'll be there. So if you, I can, we can find a way to make that happen. Yeah, but
hey, I say this: just stay off the jump off list, and you good, baby. You stay off that jump off list, baby. You good up in here.
Yeah. No, man, I appreciate y'all allowing us to talk about our program, man, on your platform. That's always huge for me.
Coach Jackson, anytime. I'm telling you, as you as a coach, you as a man, I was really honored when P said you was coming on. I was scared to text you because I was like, I don't know if you're gonna respond. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, so when he said Perry's like, I'm gonna reach out. I said, all right, bet, because you know what I'm saying. So, but no, I appreciate you for jumping on. I appreciate you. And again, I'm not gonna say I called it. I said you was going to win the West. That was easy. And
here you go.
For you and the AD,
Listen,
for you and the AD, the West is bad. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. The West is bad. You guys are just you guys are just above the West. Like, you guys are better than everybody else. That's what you won the SWAC Championship. But the West is bad.
Grambling beat Jackson. We were able to beat Jackson, and so I just think, man, we kind of don't get into who's up and who's down. We were in no place, and nor will we ever be in any place to be judging anybody else's program. Our only place is to make sure Prairie View A&M stays on top now that we're here on top of the West and on top of the conference, because I think that's what everybody sees the hardest thing is, man. It's hard to repeat winning. It's hard. I know Coach Taylor, I listen to him every week talk about how they had goals and nobody's ever been back-to-back Celebration Bowl champions. And so it's so hard to win. It's only getting harder. So, man, we got to keep ourselves focused, and being able to do things like this helps us with recruiting. It also helps us just continue to meet great people that have a love for HBCU football, because I think it needs to be a lot more of that. I came over here to prove that we can coach anywhere, not just on any side of the tracks. We can coach anywhere. And we're not going to leave until the job is done. We've proven that. And I want others to have some light shed on them. Chennis Berry, one of the best coaches in the country on any level. TC Taylor is too, on any level. Trey Oliver. All of y'all. Man, these guys can flat out coach on any level. And so, man, we having some success right now, but those guys have had success for a long time with Trey and Chennis and TC, man. They just been a part of, even as assistants, they were successful. And so I want the world to be able to see what it is that we do over here in this HBCU space, the other side of the tracks, as people say, when you're on that side. Man, we can coach and we can out-coach and we can do anything we want to do, man, as just being great black men.
Man, Coach, I appreciate you for your time. I know you're a busy man. I know you got a lot of stuff to get on. We appreciate and honor for you taking the time out to do this interview with us. We will see you in Atlanta. Gotta get there. Gotta get there.
Gotta get there. We'll be there tomorrow, fellas. Thank you again, man. Look forward to it. Go Panthers.
Anytime, Coach. Listen, that is the legendary, the one and only, the infamous Tremaine Jackson of the Prairie View 12 fans. Panthers. Sorry. Anyway, Pete, I want to ask you before we
I want to know, what did I say? What was the AO moment? What did I say?
Ever since you opened your mouth.
Y'all just take God.
I've been a fan ever since you opened your mouth.
I didn't say it put something in your mouth.
That was an AO.
Was it really?
It was.
You be egging on folks. When you say it, the comment section just roll with you.
They said no Diddy too.
Yeah, because you said something. I'm like, what did I say?
It was an AO moment.
Okay.
It was a little AO moment. But Perry, you weren't at the game. That's not like you. You know what I'm saying? You usually are full.
It took the act of sickness to keep me away from it. But I will be in Atlanta this week.
I will be in Atlanta as well.
Yeah, I'll be. Yeah. Are you coming?
Yeah.
I mean, excuse me. Hey yo. You're gonna be there.
Yeah, I'm gonna be in attendance.
Boy, y'all is childish. Yeah, you gonna get there.
I'm gonna get there.
You're gonna get there.
I'm gonna get there.
I like that.
Me and the wife gonna be in the suites. You know, if I bring the wife, she don't do the stadium stuff.
Boy, y'all fancy.
Listen.
Yeah.
I got some cool subscribers. I got some really cool subscribers. Hey, listen, Perry, watching the game at the crib, I was texting you to ask you, was it a catch, no catch, penalty flag? But what were your thoughts watching the game? In something that surprised you that you didn't think, like, man, I can't believe that happened.
I would say the biggest thing that surprised me was Prairie View receivers. The explosive plays up the field, up the sidelines when they needed them. It put them in range to score. Secondly, we knew coming into this game, Prairie View defensively, and the FCS was ranked in the top 5. But you and I had talked about it coming into this game. The opponents that they have seen, maybe it's skewed a little bit, right? Because when you start to look at the SWAC and the last opponents that they had just completely beat up on, was it Mississippi Valley, UAPB? But at the end of the day, I was very impressed at the way Prairie View's defense was able to get into the backfield and put pressure on Lockhart, as well as shutting down the run game. The fact Jackson State didn't run for over 100 yards in this game says a lot, especially once Jacoby and Morgan, who had that big run up the sideline, kind of, seemed like he re-injured that fractured foot, and that was it for him. And I have to say, for Jacoby and Morgan, no better way than to go out than the way that he did. You hate to see a
final
guy
play
go out,
a touchdown in the SWAC championship. Yeah,
a touchdown run in the SWAC championship, man. You'll forever remember your last play. So for Jacoby and Morgan, I have to say, man, but it seems like Jackson State stays in this rotation of having to go to the bench. And even though Lockhart was a 1,000-yard passer this year, right? He had gotten plenty of starts under his belt. Nonetheless, Jackson State, and I had to take my hats off to T.C. Taylor. They continue to find ways to develop up the next guy from the quarterback position. And we have seen programs when a starting quarterback goes out, that is typically it for that program for the year. Last year, you saw Jacoby and Morgan go out in the SWAC championship game. Zay McDonald comes in and becomes the MVP of the game and helps Jackson State win a SWAC championship. Lockhart, after Morgan goes down this year, of course, he got that start against Tuskegee, which now you go back and look at it. Great coaching by T.C. Taylor, getting his young guy an opportunity to get some experience. And that experience helped down the way. But when I look at this game, I almost thought that QB power, QB draw was going to kill Prairie View in this ball game. And you and I talked about it. You were saying, man, look at these defensive backs from Jackson. They're getting exposed because Prairie View's going for the explosive plays. But I thought at one point in the third quarter, like you said, it was too much tit for tat. And you started to get away from yourself. And what did I text you? I said,
they got to get back to running the ball.
They got to get back to running the ball, because one thing I did like was how patient those running backs were, because they tiptoed, and the moment that hole opened, boom, they hit it. And that ultimately settled Prairie View back down, especially on that drive to help them get down the field. But I think getting into this game, as we get ready to talk about the Celebration Bowl, Cam Peters is going to have to limit those turnovers. those turnovers can be costly, especially if another team takes them there. But shout out what they said, helmet sticker to the damn kicker. Why we ain't talked about the kicker?
Yeah.
He might have should have been the MVP of the game.
He could have. I mean, unless you know Cam don't go for 300, pretty much 300 passing and 100 yards rushing, that kicker is the next man up. Okay.
Hey, and if it looked like it was down to him to have to win it, you would have put it on his leg to win it because
I would have. I definitely would have put it on him. Shout out to No Diddy. Oh wow. No. Whoa.
Hold on, what'd you just say?
I definitely would have put it on him. No Diddy. Hey. Shout out to my boy Aubrey, man. Took care of me at the end bar, man. Appreciate you. He was my security guard, you know, when he was a sheriff up in there. He's knocking people out when they was trying to get to me, trying to take my life away. You know what I'm saying? He was out there like, he was like,
hey, Scott.
Hey.
How sick was they in the vet, boy?
Oh, boy, they was sick. Boy, they was sick, Pete. Listen. Now that coach gone, I can get a little vulgar. Them niggas was sick, P. Listen, I'm walking around the Jake, and every time a Jack State person stopped me, it was a halftime, right? I'm walking around the Jake, and they like, oh, Scotty, I said, you nervous? No, we ain't worried. No, we ain't worried. Man, listen, when them was about to take a knee, boy, first of all, let me give y'all a recap. If you weren't there, because I was there. Hey, I keep trying to tell y'all, the vet is not a hostile environment. I keep trying to tell y'all that, but people don't believe me. If you watch that game, if you was in the crowd and you was looking across, you didn't see not one pom-pom until the second quarter. Them niggas was like this, Pete. They was sick. The vet is a bunch of old people waiting for a comedic joke. That's all they do. Listen, this all it is, Pete. I swear to God on everything I love. This all they do. You know how like you go to a comedy show, and then like a black comedy show, when a comedian tells a joke, black people go, ha ha, and then white people be like, it don't matter if it's a joke or not. White people like, yeah, we like that, right? The vet is a black comedian. Listen, touchdown. Yeah. Ain't no defense. Ain't no let's go team. Ain't none of that. The Sonic Boom is the laziest band in America. They don't play nothing if it's not going well. They don't play anything. You supposed to be this big ass, well-renowned band. Them niggas don't play nothing when shit don't go well. They are the biggest front-running ass stadium in America. All them fans are front runners. They don't know how to. I gotta get. Listen. I know I'm very critical of PV, but let me explain something to y'all. From the opening kickoff to the end of the game, they was crunk. They was, no matter how the situation was going, if Jack State came back, scored, they were into the game. They must have had like a contest of like who was the most engaging fans for Prairie View, because they brought all them niggas to the stadium, because everybody that was in the stadium was lit. I'm telling you. And then Prairie View does this like they do, like you gonna get funked up, don't get. It was a vibe, bro. I swear to God on everything. I had the best outside of FAMU's SWAC Championship game, outside of Alcorn, when they get going, when Alcorn gets going with the it was up there to like just like entertainment and the vibe in the game. Like if Prairie View could encapsulate that and put that into a stadium of 15,000 people, bro, I'm telling you, I had a great time with them dudes. Shout out to the section I was in. Bobby Ray was there. Isaiah, my boy Isaiah Wilson in the chat. Ty, LJ, all them dudes that I was kicking it with, man. I had a great time. I mean, they came. The song is P-Funk. Hey, listen, that junk was a bop. The P-Funk song was an absolute bop. They be like, don't get funked up. I swear to God, everything I love. It was an absolute vibe. So I cannot knock the 12. They came out in full force, and they were Coach Jackson is absolutely right. They were a turning point in the game, like for real. Like they never let the game dictate their energy. They were on one from the beginning. P. I swear to God, everything I love. They were on one from the beginning.
Sound like
I stood up the whole game with them. I stood up the whole game with them. What black college game, Perry, that you ever been to that stood up the whole game? All right, don't worry, I'll wait. Go ahead.
You still be waiting because I can't tell you. Sound like you had a good time, man.
I did. And it was only because I was sitting on the PV side. If I was, dog, you know how you said when Alcorn was bad that you could have thrown a pin and don't hit nobody? I could have thrown a pin across the vet and hurt it land.
Yeah,
That's how quiet.
32,000. What was the championship fan? The crowd, was it just because of the weather?
No, the weather was perfect, P. The weather was absolutely perfect. The sun was shining. I had to take my coat off because I was getting hot. Them Bamas are front runners. They do not know how to be anything other than in the lead. If they're not in the lead, if I told you, you gotta take Jackson State out of the crowd. You gotta take the fans out the game. Once you take the fans out the game, it is a neutral site. It's a neutral site.
Was Mike Reed there?
Of course not. He was on live getting mad. I'm talking, dog, 30,000. Okay, let's keep it a buck. It was probably like 29,000 of Jack State fans or whatever. All them niggas was quiet, bro. I'm telling you, they are the worst. When they're winning, they're the best fans. If the game is close or if they're tied or down, they are the worst fans to have. They're not going to say anything. They literally going to be like this. You better get right. They're front runners. I can't stress that enough. I'm so sorry. Like, I know people are not getting what I'm saying. My frustration is simply that you don't give your team any juice if they're not winning. When if they're winning, what juice do they really need? Because they're winning. I'm done.
Where you want to go with it?
What's up?
I said, where you want to go? I got about 20 plus minutes.
We can go to Celebration Bowl. You know what I'm saying? We can go over a quick recap. We both went. No
ribbon this week.
You know what I'm saying? We both tied.
Damn.
All right, so it will come down to the Celebration Bowl. All right. Nah. Talk a little bit about the game. Keys to the game, Pete. What's the keys to the game?
Man,
you gotta make your pick.
You know, everybody that I talked to going into that SWAC championship game just kept saying how tough it was to beat Jackson State at Jackson State, right? It's just an environment that you're going to have to go in. You're going to have to play the referees. You're going to have to play the crowd. And you're going to have to play not only that, but Jackson State. Tremaine Jackson took a Prairie View team in there, which a lot of people felt like was not the best team to be playing in the championship because, of course, somebody like a Scotty still thinks Alabama State is the best team out there.
Okay, let's break that down real quick.
I didn't even want to start that.
No. Alabama State beats Prairie View. Prairie View beats Jackson. I.e.
Jackson's beat Bama State.
But Bama State beat Prairie View.
Let's just not forget Jackson State did beat Bama State on that same field.
And Alabama State beat Prairie View at the crib, at their home.
Well,
12 fans. But
I knew I shouldn't have said that, but
go ahead.
Because it gets you going, don't it?
Best team. That's why they've been number one. I understand.
Prairie View. And that's what I'm talking about. A lot of people said that this was going to be a tough game to go into Jackson and for Coach Tremaine Jackson and Prairie View to get that victory, but they were able to go do it. Now, total believer to see them step up. And remember, if anybody watched this at home, Jackson State was ranked number 12 in the nation in FCS. So for Prairie View, this is a top 25 win for them.
Ooh.
Huge for that program, right? Going on the road to beat a team who has been ranked in the top 25 of FCS pretty much the entire season. So now I take Prairie View on a whole different level because you went into a quote-unquote hostile environment and got it done. South Carolina State, on the other end, had to go to Delaware State. Now, I don't think it's nothing hostile about Delaware State. You just got to go play against a good football team, but the environment itself, hey, it is whatever you make it. But it was like Coach Tremaine Jackson said, South Carolina State has been sitting at home. They've been getting rested. They've been getting well, getting healthy, and they had a chance to just sit back and watch these two teams beat up on each other in Jackson State and Prairie View. I'm interested in this matchup, Scotty, because these are two coaches who have had success in the Division II realm. Both their teams made it into the playoffs. Of course, Chennis Berry in his last year, he lost to Lenore Rye. Valdosta State, in terms of Tremaine Jackson, he goes all the way to the championship, right? But nonetheless, both these coaches have seen what it is to have to, what they say, get it out the mud.
Yeah.
And good. Now they've gotten it out the mud, and they're the two best coaches that's left, right? Both coaches are Coach of the Year in their respective conferences. They have some ball clubs that I don't think anybody wants to see right now. And at the end of the day, I think for me, both teams play 3 phases of the game, but it's that third phase of special teams that South Carolina State will get a little tricky on you. But when the points matter on the field, Prairie View will knock down those 3 points. I like Prairie View's defense, though, Scotty. You just can't help but like them. You got to like Prairie View's defense, but at the end of the day, Cam Peters worries me. You know, he is a –
That's a good point.
He worries me because I go back to that game against Northwestern State. They were right there in the red zone. He just made a bad throw straight to the DB, and it was an opportunity for Prairie View to go up in that game and kind of take that game away, and it put Northwestern State right back into the ball game. And I saw that, a little glimpse of that in the SWAC Championship. He reached out for it, and you texted me. You was like, what was that? I said, he didn't even have to reach out for it. All he had to do was just go forward. He had the momentum. But he worries me in the turnover game. But I do know one thing about South Carolina State and the Chennis Berry team. You got to beat them in the trenches. And this game right here is going to come down to the trenches. Forget all that skill position play and all that other stuff. This is going to be a great trench play. That D-line versus the O-line on both sides of the ball, I'm really looking at that. But I think you got to watch Chennis Berry. He always got something up his sleeve. And then he do it against North Carolina Central. He scored, went for an onside kick, and then on the very next play, went deep and got up top and bombed them. So when I look at both these programs, very well coached teams, disciplined, and you can't ask for more, and they're going to play some sound ball. It's just Prairie View, and the turnover side just makes me nervous in this one.
So who you got? And I need a score. Hey, our score was not bad. I think we said, what, 27-20?
Something like, I think I had.
We had the same score.
You said you had it too.
Yeah, it was the same score, but I think it was something in the 2s. We both were in the 2s. Like, we in the 20s, so we were pretty.
I think it was 27-21, something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Tremaine Jackson is my guy. Love him to death like I grew up with him. I can resonate with a guy like him. Something about this screams Chennis Berry all over it. They were here last year. Bad taste in their mouth, losing to Jackson State. I'm going to go South Carolina State in this one. And I'm going to go South Carolina State with a score of 21-17.
I told myself that I was not going to end this year on a tie. And yeah, they said we both had 27-20. I thought we did, yeah. I was hoping you did not pick Prairie View because I am leaning towards Prairie View. I don't think, if I'm being honest, I don't think anybody's rushing attack outside of Delaware State's is as good as Jackson's. Maybe Alabama State, but Delaware State, Jackson State, to me, were the top 2 rushing attacks with the running backs they had, with the talent they had on the offensive line. And for Prairie View to show up in that atmosphere, I don't know. It was hard, like seeing it up close and personal. It was shocking. Like it really set me back. It's not too many times where I was seeing Ahmad Miller go backwards. Like he would hit the hole and go back. I have not seen that all year of where they play behind the chains. The thing that worries me on the South Carolina State side is that there's not just one Quincy Ivory. There are two Quincy Ivories. There are two DNs on South Carolina State that can get after it. And their secondary is a lot better than Jackson State secondary. And I think Cam Peters is going to have a tough time figuring out that secondary. But that defense that Prairie View and them boys have is legit. The biggest thing is this. They cannot get caught up in what Jackson State got caught up in, which is bad field position. Defense being on the field for a long time. They can't get caught up in that. They can't allow South Carolina State to dictate the field position and to keep them on the opposite side and all. They got to keep flipping this field position to make it a game and things like that. To me, you're going to need a big effort from 11, Rockwell. You're going to damn sure need a big effort from Cam Peters, and the running attack is going to have to show up in this game to keep them honest and balanced. But if that defense, from what I saw Saturday, if that defense shows up, South Carolina State going to have problems. South Carolina State's going to have problems. I got Prairie View winning this game.
Spit it out.
I'm trying to do the math in my head, like 3, 7, 7, 3, 3, 7.
Come on now.
20, 26, 26, 20. 26, 20. 26, 20. I got Prairie View, and I just think I think it's a Cinderella season. I think it's one of those seasons where it's just like, this was memorable. This was memorable, right? What scares me the most about this game is South Carolina State secondary. It's not Jackson's. It's not. It's not. It really isn't. It really is an elite secondary, to where they're capable of going man to man. But the thing is this. This is the thing when it comes to playing Tremaine Jackson. Can you chop wood? And what I mean by that is, can you just take that axe and continually 3 yards, 4 yards, 4 yards, 5 yards? They're not going to give you the big play. They're not going to let you live and die on the big play. And that's what Jackson panicked. TC Taylor, Rip, them guys panicked because they didn't know what it looked like to nickel and dime your way up the field. They don't know what that looks like. They've never had to play like that. South Carolina State, to some extent, can play like that, but they also have lived on the big play. And I don't think there's a lot of teams that know how to nickel and dime a defense up the field. So I want to see if South Carolina is okay with just taking the 3-yard run, the 3-yard run, the 4-yard pass, the 4-yard pass, the 3-yard run, the 5-yard. Like, are you okay with taking that and not forcing a big play? So we'll see. But I got it 26-20. 26. No, I don't think it's 26-20. I think there's a field goal from South Carolina State. 26-20. But I think it's a damn good game. I think it's gonna be a physical, knock 'em, sock 'em type of football game that you want to see in the Celebration Bowl. All right. Perry got about 15 minutes. I'm gonna drop the link. Everybody enjoyed the link when I did that when I did it yesterday. On Saturday. So I am dropping the link in the chat. If you would like to come up and say anything, you are more than welcome to do so. Perry, before people come in with the link or whatever, if you don't want to be on the screen, you can take yourself off the screen. No matter. The opting out of bowl games. Where do you see that going in college athletics? Opting out of bowl games. I think it's going to be more and more prominent.
I think it's bullshit. You know, at the end of the day, games are to be played. You're not to quit, whether you like it or not. It was like Coach said, no negotiating. It's dealing with adversity. In life, things are not going to always go the way that you want it to go.
Yeah.
What are we going to teach these young men that when things don't want to go the way you want it to go, say fuck it? And that's just me personally. At the end of the day, you still got a duty to market your brand and give these young men something to go play for. Because I think about the guy who didn't know the last game was going to be his last game. Now, all of a sudden, his last game is one that he didn't get a chance to prepare for. And that is it for him. So, but I get it. You in this ever-changing world of the transfer portal, you've had situations where rosters have been diminished because guys have gotten away. Because what are we playing for at the end of the day? The Xbox Bowl, right?
And you got to think about it like this. And I talked to Mr. Campbell earlier today, and he made a great point. He said these kids are making millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars. Getting a swag bag from a bowl game is not it. It's just not it anymore.
And it has to now be a part of, just like coaches get incentives, these players, I think, to make it bold, to say we got to play in the bowl, start making that an incentive as part of whatever you're paying them out. Whatever the bowl game is, hey, this is another opportunity for you to get some film. This is another opportunity when it ain't a million games going on, somebody can see you. And at the end of the day, that's for me. You got to make some incentives for those bowl games, I think, when you're starting to pay these players to give them that extra reason. Who's going to turn down that extra 5 bands, 10 bands to go play in that bowl? I damn sure not. So.
Hey, listen, P, there's a lot of people jumping on. So you go until you go until you can't go no more, no Diddy. All right. And then I'm gonna just keep it going. So if you come in, I'm gonna take all your calls. All right. Let me go. A&T Roy.
Hey, what's up, Herc and Jerk? It's your boy A&T Roy from.
Show your face.
I can't tonight. I'm not in a position to do so. It's your boy A&T Roy from the Head Blacks in Charge, North Carolina A&T State University Aggies. Hey, I got 3 quick things. Scotty, why was Zoe so mad Saturday night?
Because he lost.
Oh my God! You know what? I really think it was because he said Valley was going to win 5 games during the season, and he just mad. Hey, and let me tell y'all why we are the Head Blacks in Charge. So your boy Jay Walker started this thing talking about Howard is America's HBCU. So I couldn't let him get away with that. So I probably wouldn't have done this, but that's why I came up with the Head Blacks in Charge. Even though we actually are, that's why I came up with doing it. And then the last thing is, man, I don't know how to call this game on Saturday, but I do think South Carolina State is going to have an issue with this quarterback from Prairie View running the football so much. I don't know how they're going to handle that. I don't know who to call. I just think the best quarterback play on Saturday will win the game, and that's why I think I'm at.
I think that's most HBCUs come down to quarterback.
Well, I'm just saying in this game, the quarterback that plays the best, I think, is going to win. You know, if Peters turns the ball over, but I think it's going to be the quarterback play that's going to make the difference.
Yeah. And you wouldn't know much about quarterback because you don't got one. Next person. Nobody cares about y'all CAA Bammers. Uncle Willie.
What's going on, Scotty? I'm gonna get straight. I'm gonna get straight to the point. That's all right, Scotty. Look here. I smell something afoot. Where Perry at?
I think you went and go do something.
Man, I smell something afoot. Scotty, you know, you've been talking about this shit for the last, 7-8 weeks. You see what the white man do for you? See, that's why I don't care. I don't care nothing about them crackers. The white man that called damn play couldn't make no fucking adjustments. You know, man, look, the only time Rembert touched the ball, he got a fucking touchdown. The commentators in the box were saying, you know, Jackson State is at their most potent when they running 3 and 4 wide receivers or running a double back offense. You know, these people that seen the team, they done scouted the team. Scotty, watch this. Every fucking point spread this year, they covered every Vegas point spread this year. They were favored by 8. Jacobian goes in for the touchdown, and then he comes out the game. I just feel I'm a foot. I'm a foot. You're not gonna continue to run the ball east and fucking west when you get your most important positive yard running north and south. You didn't even bring Davenport in the game. You didn't even fucking throw the ball to those wide receivers until it was desperation time. And then when you did, you were successful through 2 fucking dots. So I think things was afoot. I believe in certain conspiracy theories, and I believe this was a conspiracy theory. But now I love the SWAC. I'm 100% with the SWAC. But Chennis Berry ain't gonna be playing with you. He's not gonna play with you. There's no way, like you said last Thursday show. If Jackson State loses the game, they was outcoached. TC, your ass was fucking outcoached. You were fucking outcoached. You made you look real bad. You and the white boy. Now that white boy, that Hispanic guy or whatever he is doing that line, developing those line players, I give him kudos. But them other 2 motherfuckers you can let go. You had KJ Black and Bruce Eugene on this show. I'm just a fucking little league coach. I just develop players. These guys actually played the game. They call the same fucking plays I'm calling in my head. There's no motherfucking way you should lose against none of these teams. Not even you should be in the FCS championship game with the type talent you have. That was just a poor fucking coaching performance. Thank you for taking my call.
Anytime, Uncle Willie. Anytime, especially after a loss. Anytime. Oh man, you know what's funny to me, Pete? When them Bama's lose, I'm the rightest person in the world. Listen, I can't be no wrong, right? Like they be like, Scotty, you was right. Scotty, you was right.
It was a good game. You can't be just damn. You ain't got to talk about TC like that. I mean, it was a good game. It was a good game.
It was a great game.
It was a good game. What you said? Instant classic.
It was. It was probably the best SWAC championship I didn't see in the last 4 years.
TC knew it was over when Peterson got that first down. They looked at each other and was like, damn, that's it. That's it. Well, I mean, that guy was upset.
When they be losing, Scotty, you was right. You said it all year. Our DBs ain't shit. This ain't shit. This ain't. I said, but now I'm right. But when I've been saying it all week, Scotty, you hating. Scotty, you hating. Scotty, why you keep hating on? But y'all don't want to listen to me. LJ, coming to you. Then Dave, I see you. I see you, Smash.
What's
LJ,
up, Scotty?
What's goody?
Oh man, nothing more. What up, Perry?
What's up with it?
Oh man, you know, hey man, the last caller, man, he made more noise than the actual Jackson State fans that was there, y'all, on Saturday, fair. Man. That's the fact. I give him credit for that, man.
That's fair.
One thing I wanted to say, man, is I think we're in for another classic. These two teams embody their coaches. None of them are gonna give up. He's gonna have a quarterback that's healthy. Last year, his quarterback wasn't healthy. And so I think, man, it's gonna be another one where it's on Cam. Cam, I think he's gonna have to put it back on his shoulders again and do what he do, and that's the way PV was going to be able to prevail himself. And I'm excited about the SWAC because, man, I think Coach Tremaine Jackson for the SWAC is about to have an impact the way Chennis, I think, had an impact on the MEAC. Chennis come to the MEAC real quick. What happens? I'm not saying this is the reason, but Michael Vick comes, Deshaun Jackson comes. Hey, we got to step it up. We got this newcomer. Here comes Tremaine Jackson. Now Marshall Falk coming. We got to step it up. We don't have time to play no more. Now it's on Mickey Joseph. He got to make it happen now. You ain't got time no more. Everybody got to step up. Alcorn, they got to step up. But if the ADs and the coaches do what they're supposed to do, we about to get some great SWAC play and great games in and out. But if not, it's going to be PV in the 12 now all over again, baby. We coming right back again, baby. We're going to be right back here again. Now they don't do what they're supposed to do. Hey, don't shake your head, Perry. It's okay. It's all right, Perry. It's all right, baby. But no, man, I just want to say, man, Scotty, man, I appreciate you, man. It was a pleasure, man, seeing you, man, and chit-chatting with you. Perry, brother, wish I could have seen you as well, man, but that's all I wanted to come in for, man.
I appreciate it, LJ. Hey, listen, man. I completely agree with LJ. I think competent coaching is going to resurrect this conference. Marshall Faulks, the Deions, they are, what's that thing they give you to bring you back to life? The adrenaline boost.
Yeah, the EpiPen or something.
Yeah, the EpiPen, or when they give you that adrenaline shot or whatever to bring you back to life. I think that's what they're for the SWAC to revitalize them. But I think competent coaching, the Tremaines, the TCs, the Mickey Joe, like those are the guys that are going to sustain it. And now you get the defense or whatever y'all, how you call it, all that. Right, Dave, coming to you. I see you, Smash. Joe, Al, I see all you guys. I'm coming to y'all. Dave, what's good?
What's going on, guys? How you guys doing this lovely evening?
Man, what's up going well, man.
That's what's up. So to go back to what LJ was talking about, man, like PV could really get a run going if they can pull this off on Saturday. Because I just don't know if there's anybody outside of like what's going on with Jackson. I don't know if there's anybody else that's going to be able to stop them once T-Jack starts getting rolling. Because he ain't really rolling yet. Because he's had to do all those transfers. Like once he gets his program built, it's gonna look kind of like what A&T looked like when the Celebration Bowl started. And that's scary.
Come back to AT&T.
Hey, look, man. I'm still trying to figure out when somebody's gonna get two of these things. I'm still waiting. Like I'm waiting. I'm patiently waiting.
We waiting for y'all to get a CAA championship. That's what we all waiting.
It's gonna take some time. It's gonna take some time. It took some time when we went 27 straight losses. You look, it took time when PV had 80 straight. It takes time. Patience, my man. Patience.
This ain't got nothing to do with A&T tonight. Y'all had y'all time. COVID is come and gone.
No.
COVID has come and gone. COVID ruined us.
Before COVID and after COVID.
Yo, COVID ruined us. But all jokes aside, though, I do have PV winning this game. I think the key for me is what South Carolina State looks like when they start. Like they can't come lethargic into that game because it's been about a month that they've played.
That's good.
If they show up lethargic, long day. This game, it won't be much of a game. So I hope, because that's what I felt like happened last year against Jackson at the Celebration Bowl. So I know in the past it was about the rust and the time. But I think this has been helping the SWAC with regards to that since this is a closer gap. Now it's only a 1 week delta versus South Carolina State's been sitting at home for about a month. So I think that's going to be a bigger key than folks are discussing. Like if South Carolina State shows up slow and starts this game slow, and that PV team shows up, it's going to be a wrap by the end of the first half. It's going to be a wrap. And I don't know if you want to talk about Cozy being out the paint or not, but
it don't matter until they hire somebody. I mean.
They better not have a committee. I can tell you that. They'll have a committee. It'll go past the portal window.
Yeah, they're gonna have to do it fast simply because of the transfer portal and the one window that they got.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I think it's gonna be Quinn Gray, and they're gonna just move on from that. That's just my personal opinion. But however FAMU decides to move, anything's better than Cozy at this point. All right, anything's better than Cozy at this point. Anything last points, Dave, before I let you go?
Oh, nah, man. I'm good, man. I'm looking forward to a good game. I'll be in Atlanta, so it should be fun. Should be fun.
Right, man. Appreciate you, Brody.
Have a good one.
All right, man. Oh, man. Let me see here. Let me take some of this stuff off because they saying I can't. Got too many people up in this joker. Let me see. All right. Smash, coming to you.
Yo, what's good with y'all fellas?
What's goody?
I got a question. I got a suggestion. My first question to y'all: with all these bowls getting canceled, what do y'all think the purpose is of a lot of these extra ass bowls? I want both of y'all answer on that.
Money, television. At the end of the day, it's like what John Grant said, even with the Celebration Bowl. We ain't worried about how many people sitting in the stands. We're worried about how many people watching. People want to watch football. And you ever just walked into a bar or a restaurant and the television on ESPN, ESPN2, it's entertaining. It's something to watch. And that's what these bowl games, they just give you that extra something to watch. And it matters when you start talking about the advertisement that goes with it. And at the end of the day, that's what this is about, marketing and advertising on major networks, ESPN, ESPN2, CBS, ABC. At the end of the day, that's what it's all about.
You agree, Scotty?
Yeah, I don't know how impactful the Pop-Tart Bowl is. I don't know how impactful the Cheez-It Bowl is. I don't, the Duke Mayo Bowl.
It's impactful for what you just said. You said their name. That's all that matters. Pop-Tart, Cheez-It, Duke Mayo. That's all they want. Just say our name.
I asked that question because I was just sitting there thinking about, like, dog, okay, Celebration Bowl, quote unquote, is the National Black Championship at this moment, right? I think that if we was to coin that as a National Black Championship, I think with all these teams opting out of the bowl, I think HBCU should get together and pitch to one of the bowls that we have some teams that we possibly could fill those seats. Like, imagine this, the Pop-Tart Bowl. Imagine if Delaware State was playing Jackson State in that bowl. Tell me you wouldn't watch it right now. Or imagine it's like
you're saying take HBCUs and put it. I thought you meant like pair them up with a G5. I'm like, I wouldn't want to watch that. That's an ass whooping waiting to happen.
I'm saying pair them up. I'm like teams that matchups that if we created a committee like you Scotty, just people that's like, who watch HBC football and everybody, and we came up with the end of the year. And we paired two other HBCU teams, a matchup that you possibly really wanted to see that possibly just never happened, or even like a rematch like Jackson and Alabama State. You know what I'm saying? They ain't going nowhere right now. You know what I'm saying? Tell me that wouldn't be a fire idea to pitch to those Bulls, because if they support it right, they're going to fly those teams down. If it's in the right city, we'll go. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's a good idea. We should pitch to some of these bowl games who these big schools saying, fuck y'all, we don't want y'all money. You know what I'm saying? I think it'll be a hard idea. What y'all think?
I like it, but then that disparages the narrative of Black people don't travel in the December season, right? Because wait, let me make my point. Because I've progressed. I have championed the playoff for Celebration Bowl for the last 4 years. I've been championing that the Celebration Bowl should have a playoff system for itself. People keep telling me, Scotty, we don't travel during the we don't do this, and we ain't got no money for this, and we ain't got no money for. Well, if you add in Black teams and other bowl games, that adds travel, right? So now you're taking away from one Black unity, this all Black power unity event, and now you're splitting up the diaspora around other HBCUs being in other bowl games. That means your ass got to travel. So I don't, me per se, I do not know. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm not opposed to it. I would just rather prefer a playoff system towards the Celebration Bowl. But again, if a bowl game is like, hey, we think the interest for this team will work for what we wanted to do, I'm cool with that.
Two popular teams are just if a committee choose over time. You know what I'm saying? What you think, Per?
I don't know. It's too early for me. I'm not much of a fan of it right now. I think keep it where we at right now. I don't know right now because it's new for us watching all of these teams opting out of a bowl. So we got to kind of see how this unfolds and where it goes right now.
It's wasted money, honestly. I know it is wasted. The facilities already booked and stuff like that. Flights, private hotels. I know it's two schools right now. You call two HBCUs that like Delaware State or Chicago, Delaware State, Jackson. That's a game I wanted to see. You know what I'm saying? And just like having just an extra bowl, and we really coined the Celebration Bowl, the National Black Championship, so it don't lose its merit to another bowl. I think it'll be hard. So that's just my opinion. I want to see what you think in the chat, but that's my time.
Hey, appreciate it, Smash. I actually agree with Smash. You about to head on out, P?
Yeah, I'm about to head out, but before I get up out of here, I want to say thank you to everybody. And we're doing this again next week, right? Monday.
Yeah.
All right. First of all, my birthday is Wednesday, December the 10th.
Hit my man's Cash App.
Hey, buy your boy a cupcake or something, a drink or a Snicker bar. Second of all, Scotty and I have been up off script as well as Perry White for HBCU Pass. They're having a finalist vote right now. I'm a finalist for on-camera talent. Scotty, you in 2 categories.
Yeah, I should have been in like 4, but we'll leave that alone.
What's your 2 categories?
Fan favorite and I think like innovative media.
But for everybody out there, innovative media and fan favorite, be sure to go vote on HBCU Pass for Scotty and vote for me, Perry White, for on-camera talent. Right now, Scotty and I are finalists, and as well as I got to throw out there, hey, Human Jukebox Media, baby. I'm on that as well for best media team. So, hey, do as you please with that information I just gave. So,
yeah, I'm gonna try to get the link for it, and Perry, just send me the link in my text me the link, and I'll put it in the chat.
All right, man. I'll catch you. I got to head over to this other studio. I got to do some work right quick.
All right, bro. Appreciate you, Pete. All right, I'm still gonna take these callers. Mac from the Jack coming to you.
What's up with it, Scotty?
Yeah, you definitely didn't come find me after the game.
Hey, I was looking for you, but I think you might have already been on the field.
You
was already on the
me.
field. You was already on the field.
All right.
You might have been already on the field. I swear, I came over to the Prairie View side. I ain't see you, so I said you must be on the field. But it was good to see you, bro, in the flesh and everything. I'm glad you had a good time in Jackson, man. But
I did.
I gotta
even better when y'all lose. Even better.
Hey, all right now, all right. But I got to tip my hat out to PV, man. Congratulations to them for finally, after 3 tries, finally getting it right and finally get a dub. I got to make it clear, I wasn't one of these ones that was talking mess before the game. I usually don't talk mess before the game. I usually talk my mess after the game, after we solidify that win. But man, I wouldn't lie to you, bro. I mean, we slipped up. I feel like we kind of got our coach on some things. And I say this too. I remember before the game, number 99 that Prairie View had, the nose guard. I said this boy don't look athletic, but I said I'm gonna see how he do. And he really wasn't athletic, but that dude so big, it's just hard to move him. I said I swear, Scotty, every play I was like, darn, I hope somebody knock his rocks off. But you just couldn't move that big dude, bro. He was just clogging it up every time. But it was still a good game, man. I hate to see Jacobian go down the way he did, but good season for him. And Lockhart, he gonna be special coming up. And trust and believe, we will be back. But Prairie View, like I said, congratulations to them. Hats off to them, for the win. But we kind of slipped up on this game. We kind of got our coach on some things, but it's all good. And trust me too, though, we not as hurt as everybody believe that we hurt. I promise you, we's not as hurt as everybody think we are.
Dog, y'all hurt. No, it might not be you. It might not be you.
I swear,
but y'all
not
was
that
hurt. Y'all
bro.
was hurt. Listen,
of course we would have loved to win, of course. But at the same time, based off of how these last 3 games have gone,
that's not what none of y'all was talking about.
Listen to me though. I'm speaking for me. Based off these last 3 games have gone, I'd be lying to you if I said I didn't have an inkling that this game was gonna go either way, and possibly go in favor of Prairie View. I'd be lying if I said I didn't have that inkling. So, like I said, that's why I don't feel like the loss is as bad as what y'all think it is. I mean, it really ain't. But we gonna be back next year. Trust me, back and better. This ain't did nothing but fuel to even bigger fire. Trust and believe. But like I said again, it was good to see you though, my boy. Like I said, glad you had a good time in the Jack though.
No, man, appreciate it. Thank you so much for the call. Listen, I don't know what's going on with my mic. I gotta ride it through, man. No diddy. Still a lot of people. Herb, coming to you. If you got that double echo, Herb, I'm gonna let you roll. I'm gonna have to get you on up out of there.
Hey, bro, I hear you, bro.
Okay, you good?
See, that's my machine, man. See, I got you, man. Look, I think this is gonna be a great game, man. For real, to be honest, I think it's one thing about the Jackson State PV game that really stuck out to me was how well Prairie View's lines on both sides of the ball did. I was really surprised at the offensive line. I mean, we've seen what Jackson State's pass rush has done to people the entire season. And when Cam Peters needed time to throw, time to stand in the pocket and deliver the ball, he got it. And those big plays, he got the opportunity to exploit that back end of Jackson State's defense. I thought that was really, really important. I think it's going to be. I think PV's defense is going to have a unique challenge against Billy Atkins, though. If they don't get to him, and he's able to get into a groove, they're going to have a problem. I think. Especially the tear that dude was on, the end of season for South Carolina State and what he's done to some of the defenses he was in front of. They're going to have a unique challenge. It's going to be a good game, though. I'm looking forward to it. For real.
Yeah, I think I definitely believe that they got to move him off his spot. Now, how they go about doing that's the point you got to figure out. Do they leave the 3 down? Do they bring pressure off the edge, or do they bring pressure up the middle? However they decide to do that, but at the end of the day, Berry is an offensive line coach. He's an O lineman. He's going to try to establish the run. And as long as I believe Prairie View has a chance to stop the run and make them one-dimensional, then you have a chance to win the game.
Yeah, I agree, man. As far as the whole bowl opt-out thing goes, man, yeah, it's a cop-out to me. I think that's if we had the opportunity, if HBCUs had the opportunity to be in bowl games and have sponsorships and have swag bags and all of the stuff that goes along with it, I'd love it. So I mean, it's just, to me, that's just it's a cop out, because you ain't making the bag that you ordinarily make.
My thing is this: if you're part of the big brands that are a national championship or bust, what does a Pop-Tart Bowl do for you realistically? Because you got to think about it. Your best players are going to opt out because they're not going to want to play in the bowl because they don't want to get hurt. So then you're going to go into a game where your best players are not playing. So it's a lose-lose situation. Let's say Notre Dame goes into a game against, let's say, Colorado or BYU. Let's say BYU and Notre Dame are playing. And you lose because your starting running back's he's damn sure not going to play. He's a draftable guy. Maybe your D-line or your best corner, it just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. I mean, I hear you. I agree with that aspect, man. I just think that a lot of times when we look at bowls, we only see the bottom line as opposed to seeing, and I think somebody in the chat just mentioned this, is that you got 15 extra practices for players, and you got a unique opportunity for folks that didn't get run to get run, and get run on a stage that they can be seen, whether or not that's with that program or whatever. So it's, I see both sides of it. I know for HBCUs, I wish we had an ecosystem like that. I think it would do wonders and I think Smash kind of put it eloquently, when he was on. I'd love to see, us match up against Dell State, or I'd love to see, some other programs just have extra time to play so fans can, just rally around their squads and be able to say, hey, look, we got this product going into the off season.
I think that would, and that's why, to me, I think the playoff system works, right? If we do what Tremaine Jackson just said, push the championship game back into January, and then you allow December to be your playoff games, right? So this week would have been one, maybe another week would have been another one. You get all the matchups that Smash is talking about, and you're still playing for the ultimate goal of being a national championship. It is not it's not like a second chance bowl, right? Like, kind of like this, we didn't make this, so this is our consolation prize. Everybody still rallies back to go win. Like, I could come in as the lowest seed and make a run to the national championship. And I think that's a benefit to everybody in the HBCU space because everybody has a chance to go win the national championship.
I agree, man. I agree. I think that would be a really dope concept, to be honest with you. I think on top of that, you can make mini bowls, right? So let's say the Celebration Bowl is kind of like what they do in the college playoff, where they have like the Sugar Bowl, the Fiesta Bowl, and they're the mini bowls to the Celebration Bowl. You can still do the same concept because, again, you've made a run, you're the semifinalists or whatever, and you get a bowl, a mini bowl or a mini trophy for how far you've came in the playoff. You get what I'm saying? So you can still do it. I just think that I would rather the national championship always be the mark for all these teams instead of just like a consolation bowl. That's just my 2 cents. I think the cool thing about that too, man, is that the way HBCUs are set up, these playoff games don't have to be in massive venues where you got to worry about, a specific type of draw or ticket. So they can be on campus. You know what I'm saying? First round, second round could be on campus, or the better record hosts. Could you imagine a playoff game at Alabama State, for example, or a playoff game?
That would be tough. That would be tough. And to me, that's all my premise has been when it comes to HBCU playoffs is you make the higher seed the home game. You don't put them in a neutral site. You make it easy for people who already been doing what they've already been doing, which is I go to Alabama State for a home game, or I go to Jackson for a home game, or I go to Dell State, wherever it is, you just do. The only time you go to a neutral site is a Celebration Bowl. Any other time, you're in the stadium. But that's just my little 2 cents.
I feel you, man. But
man, appreciate the. Go ahead.
Yes, yeah, man. Just a quick heads up, man. All those folks is waiting for basketball season officially. It's about to start. So yeah, just catch me whenever y'all catch me.
Thanks, catch them. Yeah, catch them on HBCU. What we got doing on Wednesdays?
HBCU Hoops Weekly will be on Wednesdays. Also frequent on HBCU Nightly. So
there you go. All right, man. Appreciate the call.
Later.
Al, coming to you.
What up, Scotty?
What's goody?
Hey, man, great interview with Tremaine, man.
Appreciate you.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, I was so hyped for this season. I don't know if people realize, man. Like I told you, I'm from Michigan, so I'm real entrenched with the Division III. So Valdosta State, I'm familiar with it. Like I said, Ferris State had a bunch of friends go to Ferris State. So when you came into this space, I knew it was gonna be something special. But my question to you, though, Scotty, what do you think, man, in terms of the Celebration Bowl, like the gentleman who just had on a minute ago? I don't think people realize that quarterback was at James Madison last year. I saw him play a couple games. So, man, hey, it's going to be interesting in this game. But before I get off, though, Scotty, man, how was the embark, man?
It was lit. Dog, the food is so good. Oh, my God, the food, the wings are so
Man, okay. Hey, Scotty, before I get off, man, I got one more thing.
Right.
Man, I'm so glad you did not leave this space, bro.
Oh, man.
I'm so thankful that you didn't leave it. I know Cass was hating. What up, T? Hey, I know people was hating, but I'm glad you stayed. I'm at work. I'm about to roll. You have a good one, man.
Hey, appreciate that, Al. Hey, man, I appreciate it. Let me say that. First of all, I apologize. Let me get my thank yous. I hate to do this 2 hours into the show, but I want to thank Mr. Willie T for coming up and saying what's up to me. I want to thank Riggs, one of the owners of the M-Bar, man. Absolutely greatest hospitality I've had. Probably the best trip I've ever had in Jackson since I've been covering this space. Shout out to my man, JG, the pastor, the chaplain for Jackson. Stopped by, said what's up. Shout out to my man, David Miller. Shout out to him, man. Saw him. Shout out to all the PV people I met. Who else? Shout out to my guy Aubrey at the M-Bar. Saw A.D. Robinson. I saw my boy Quincy. I saw Aubrey Miller. Shout out to Aubrey. I saw him as well. Who else? I don't want to miss anybody. I got a shout out to my guy Diallo for driving me down back and forth. Shout out to Zoe, man. Him and his dad and his uncle. Great tailgate. All right, absolutely wonderful tailgate. I got my notes right here. Riggs, will tell you, I got all those guys. I can't thank you guys enough. That's probably the best time I've ever had in Jackson. Real talk, 100%, no jokes, no nothing. I was the best time I've ever had in Jackson, Mississippi. If you do not go to the M-Bar for their wings, oh my freaking God, them wings are so gosh darn good. I wouldn't even really eat dry rub wings. It was good. I was smashing them hoes. I'm telling you, goddamn, them wings are so damn good. Oh my gosh. But man, by far, the environment. I'm gonna tell y'all a quick story. Story time, real quick. Shout out to Mr. Kincaid. Mr. Kincaid swung through, kicked it with me. When we was doing the live show. Let me tell y'all a story real quick. That's how I know I had to get up out of Jackson, right? So we doing the show. Me and Zoe, we packing up and everything like that, right? Real quick story time. I told my wife this, so y'all not gonna get me in trouble, right? Tell my wife everything. So we getting packed up or whatever, right? We packing up, you know what I'm saying? We walking out because we gotta head back because we gotta leave early in the morning to drive back. As I'm walking out, it's this lady like coming through I went through the back door with security. And it's a lady that was coming. If you know how the M-Bar is, like the DJ booth is in the middle, and then you got like the patio section, right? So there's this older lady, she's probably like 42, maybe 45. And I'm talking about she bad. I'm talking about bad. And she is eyeing me down. I'm talking about like, listen, if you know, you know. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about, right? The lady's like eyeing me down. And I'm like, I'm walking. Now, I don't know if she's eyeing me down because she knows who I am, but she's eyeing me down just because, you know what I'm saying, whatever it is. but she is, I'm talking about like cutting, like not the cut like, ooh, you make me mad type of cut. She like eyeing me like, ooh, who is you? And I was like, I'm looking, she looking at me, I'm looking at her, and we like walking, we walking past each other. And as soon as I get out the door, I said, I gotta get home. I said, I am going to get in trouble out here. Because listen, I am a reformed hoe. Okay. My wife and the love I have for my wife and God has reformed my life. Okay. As Kobe say, Shando, right? Has reformed me. Okay. But you know, okay, and it's like he says, "Woo!" I was like, "I got to go. I got to go." Okay, let me get back to Ohio, where I can look at my beautiful wife, my kids, and see the life that I love so much. Because I would be sad to see her go. I would be sad to see her go. Anyway, Smoke, coming to you.
Yo, Scotty, man, what's up with him, my boy?
What's good?
Man, listen, you know, I ain't tapped in with you since like wait, the Boombox Classic. You know,
Yeah, you've been
I
ducking,
mean,
Smoke. You've been
bro,
ducking.
I've been busy, bro. I ain't been no games this year, so I just been catching them when I can. You feel me?
Yeah.
But I definitely caught this one this past Saturday. It hurt. It did. I hated to see Jacoby go down the way he did on the touchdown run at that. That was kind of major. That was like, damn, you feel me?
Yeah.
For the past 2 years, bro, we have been known as a second half team. As Mike Reed calls Coach Quinn, the king of adjustments. You feel me? Going into halftime, Scotty, right? At that moment, I feel like we should have knew our rip. Okay, hey, Cam, hey, he got two options. They gonna run the ball with him, or he gonna throw the ball. And if ain't nothing open, 9 times out of 10, he gonna take off. Correct.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are Coach Quinn at halftime, do you make? I feel like adjustments should have been made, right? To where, hey, look, we can run whatever we want to run, whether it's zone, man to man, we can send the house, whatever. But I feel like some type of way there should have been a contain. Like no matter what we do, whether it's Quincy, you can tell Quincy, whoever, hey, listen, contain, because at any moment he might take off like Solomon on 12 Years a Slave and run the ball. You feel me? So I feel like at halftime, bro, I don't know, like I don't know. I don't really know how to feel about it, Scotty. And shout out to Coach, Coach TJ, bro. And so I think a lot of people doubted them, but this almost feels like, how I kind of felt like last year, like no matter what, it felt like it was meant to be first and just win. You feel me? It feels like that with them. I think that this is their run. Like it's meant for them to win. But
Let
I
me
feel
jump in
like
here. Let me jump in here real quick because I want to answer your question before I lose my train of thought.
Okay.
I think people are not looking at the full picture when they see the game. They keep saying the defense, but to me, the defense was not the problem. Yes, your corners have been bad all year. That's not anything new. So I've been saying that if you want to beat Jackson, you have to pass the ball. But when you look at this game, I need you guys to open it up and really it was the offense's fault. Like, I need people to understand. TC Taylor and Rip did not make any adjustments to what Prairie View was doing. What Prairie View was asking TC and Rip to do was, hey, we know. Let me tell you what a Jackson State game looks like. A Jackson State game looks like this. 1st and 10, we run the ball with Ahmad Miller. Ahmad Miller gets 6 or 7 yards. We're 2nd and 3. 2nd and 3, we take a shot. We don't get the shot. Okay, 3rd and 3, we come back. We run the ball with Terrell Ahmad. We get a first down. That is how your game usually goes. You run the ball on 1st down. You pick up 5 to 6 yards. 2nd down, you take your shot. Maybe pass the ball up. We don't get it. Maybe we do get it. 3rd down, we come back. We run the ball 1st down. That is typically how you guys do your games, right? So this is what happens. 1st down, you don't gain no yards. You lose yards. You gain 2 yards. Now it's 2nd and 8. Well, okay, 2nd and 8. What do I want to do? Do we run it again or do we pass? Okay, we pass. Okay, now it's 3rd and 5, 3rd and 7. We didn't get that much. Now we try to do 3rd and 7. Now we want the big play, and then we punt. That was the game. You guys did not win first down. You guys did not win first down, and that is what you have been known for. You would win first down, and you would be playing with 2nd and 5, 2nd and 4, 2nd and 3, 3rd and 1. And when you're in 3rd and 1, it's not too much a defense can do because you can run it or you can pass it, and we don't know which one you're going to do. That is where, so what the adjustment that should have been made is, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to keep saying this. Outside of your running backs, if you guys did not have Nate Rembert, I don't know what you all would look like on offense. That is the God honest truth. Because that little man saved you time and time and time again. But in this game, you needed him to be your Wes Welker. You needed him to be your Cole Beasley. You needed him to be your, hey, you got to be our first down guy. Get to 4 yards, turn around, we're going to hit you. Get to 5 yards, turn around, we're going to hit you. Get to 3 yards, turn around, we're going to hit you. You got it. TC and those guys never made to the adjustment to shorten those routes and help Lockhart just pick them apart. Boom, boom, boom. Because again, you got to be okay with taking the 2 to 3 yard run. You got to be okay with that. You get the 2 to 3 yard run, it's 2nd and 7. All right, now we're going to go short routes. I have never, and Smoke, you've seen enough games. People in the chat, y'all seen enough. Have you ever seen Jackson State do double slants? I've never seen them do double slants.
We haven't. We have not.
You don't do quick game. That is not.
You may get an under route from the tight end, but other than that, everybody is down the field.
Everybody's down the field. You don't have a quick passing game to where it's just, hey, I got to get the ball out. Boom, boom. Because again, if you do have a short passing game, you know what it is? It's a drag. It's a shallow cross. And then it's Nathan Rembert making moves and do whatever. Tremaine Jackson and that defense said, I want to see if you can chop wood. Can you take the time and due diligence to work your way down the field without trying to get the big play? And Jackson State fell into the trap, and they kept themselves behind the chains because of how they called the play. Like every time on first down, you got to run the ball. You can't do anything different. Right. You can't do a hitch. You can't do a bubble route. You can't do. They never called the screen.
Bro. I was just finna say I have not seen us run not one screen this year. We have not ran not one screen.
You know, you ran wide receiver screens, which you ran one to Rembert. You ran one. He's your best playmaker on the outside. You ran one wide. Again, people are looking at the wrong. Let me help you out. People getting on my boy Terenzo Quinn because he had a damn good game. 11 drives. I want y'all to go look back. 11 drives, maybe 8. I think 8 drives. They didn't pick up not one first down. Or they got like a total of like 20 yards in like 8 drives. Like it was something outrageous like that the last time I checked it, to where like the first 4 or 5 drives, I mean, come on, you didn't cross the 50 until the second quarter. And that was by penalties when Amaya got the late hit in the face mask.
Yeah.
That's when you crossed the 50 to even get Jacoby and Morgan to get the run, right? So again, people are putting the wrong, for as bad as Jackson State played, they only scored 23 points. The game should have been a blowout. If we're being honest, the game should have been a blowout. But the defense they were in the red zone twice. One was gifted by them by the 39-second decision by TC. And the defense still made a stand. So again, in my personal opinion, the blame goes to TC Taylor. And I said it day one in this game. If TC Taylor loses, it would only be because of what? He got out coached by Tremaine Jackson. That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened.
So look, let me ask you a question. You was at the game, bro. You was in person, right? And what I know a lot of people are talking about, saying that when Cam got the first down, it was over. A lot of people saying that when we did it, I feel like when we had they fumbled on the goal line, bro, and we ran the ball, got the 3 and out. I feel like we could have did something else besides just run the ball back to back to back and then wait till third down when it's third and like 14 or something like that and throw the ball. But you personally, Scotty, you was at the game. At what moment did you feel like, hey man, TJ might have this one in the bag, dog. This might be over.
The
And I know
9-minute drive.
you look at football differently. That's why I asked you a question like that, because
The
you probably saw
9-minute.
some
The
at
9-minute
halftime. You was
drive.
like, hey, the 9-minute drive.
The 9-minute drive. It was so bad. I turned to one of the PV dudes. I said, "Did I miss something?" Like I thought. I'm like, because remember, it went from the third quarter to the fourth quarter, right? So I thought, I'm like, did I miss something? Like, did they punt? Did they like? That's how long it was. I totally forgot. I'm like, God damn! Like, did I miss something? To where that 9-minute drive? Do you know how? you got to understand the sheer. It's like trauma, right? It's like you just know this ass whooping is coming. Like they literally just walked the ball down the field. Literally walked the ball down the field against you. That was demoralizing beyond any measure. 9 minutes in a 12-minute quarter is crazy. It's absolutely crazy. That's when I knew this game was over. And for me, when you talk about the in the goal, again, it goes back to not having any quick game. Like you gotta again, you haven't been able to run the ball all day, and you think you're gonna be able to run the ball in the goal line? I don't know, man. I don't know, man. At the end of the day, I just shook my head and I just said they got to come back. Jackson State had been getting away with just being more talented. That's really what it came down to. I said the last 3 games, the Bethune game, the Alcorn game, and the game before, not the FAMU game, but the Bethune and Alcorn game, you guys got figured out and you guys were just more talented and you won the game. But you were trending downward. And Prairie View was trending upward. But nobody wanted to believe me when I said that. That didn't matter. But it came back to bite you in the ass because, again, you weren't at top notch. You weren't clicking on full cylinders. And because, again, if you're telling me to pick the roster, I'm taking Jackson State any day of the week. They're more talented team. It's not even close. But when you don't put talent in the right places, or you don't do the right things with that talent, or you can't make the adjustments against what some team is doing, then you lose.
Hey, look, man, this is the last thing, bro, and I'm gonna get off. I can't think of the word right now. It's like coming to my brain. What is the word, Scotty? And I don't want to sound slow, but I'm literally having a brain fart right now. Oh, I'm sorry. It's complete. The word is complacent, right? Trying to touch on something.
Yeah.
I feel like all week long, from Mike Reed to all the people that call in, the fans, the players, the media team, everybody, we got complacent. After we won last year, they felt like, hey, this is our shit. We can't lose. And we been getting by all year long. I feel like the Grambling game is what really should have woke us up, And I feel like it did in some type of a way. But I'm finna tell you how we got complacent. We did not show up to play football Saturday. And how I know this, because, Scotty, after the game, there were players. There's a club downtown in Jackson called 4th Avenue Lounge. The players were in the fucking club celebrating as if we had won. Popping bottles left and right. I'm not gonna name no names, but it was a few players, big name players that was in the club, popping bottles like we had won the damn game. You feel me? So, man, listen. Moving forward, we lost Ahmad Miller today. He's in the transfer portal.
Yep.
I've seen the other few offensive linemen jump in the portal. This offseason, bro, especially going into January when that portal officially pops open, it's gonna be scary for us. And I don't really know how to feel because for one, we've already lost a big name. We lost Amar Miller. So next year, bro, I don't know. You know, I don't know how it's gonna look. I don't know how it's gonna go. But hey, man, hopefully we take this one and learn from it and move forward. And gotta see how it goes. But further wise this Saturday, bro, I'm pulling for PV. I want Coach CJ to get that one, at least for the SWAC. You know what I'm saying? He's been a great coach all season. I don't think many people believed in him, so it kind of gives it like that underdog feel, you know. And I always love to see the underdog win, bro. So, man, good luck to PV and Coach TJ, bro. And man, I'm off the judge, Scotty.
Hey, appreciate it, Smoke. Good to hear from you, man. Yo,
what it is, Scott is. Yes, you already know. Strikeadosis, aka Strike. Ain't gonna strike again. You know how we do. Yes. This is Victory Monday. So we gonna talk about the game though Saturday though, man. That was a Disney movie though that Tremaine Jackson put together.
Mm-hmm.
Like for real to come up. PV ain't known for winning. Like for real to take a program like that, man. Come on now. Let's be honest.
It's huge.
I mean, I'm coming. Year one, and then all of a sudden scrap to get to the championship game. You already said the West weak, so to come out there like they ain't saying nothing. You won the West, and then to put up the game that they did though. I don't know how you saw it in like while you was at the game, but number 25 for goddamn for your boy PV defense. I'm talking about, man, he was out there folding people up on the sideline. Man, I'm talking about had the receiver curled up. That was a play that sparked it on defense. Then he came up with the pick. I said, man, first of all, I had to look the dude up because I thought he was like a safety or something because he looked too light. But he always played in a box. But he a linebacker playing at 216, so he ain't got nothing but speed and agility. He's basically a big safety.
Yeah.
So and then I saw on the other side though with Jackson though, number 7. Both of them boys played their heart out, Disney movie style. I'm talking about both of them boys left it all out on the field. I don't know if you know number 7. But
you're talking about
he was out there. Yeah, boy. Yeah. I was talking about, I don't know how many tackles, but he at least had 10. So, but look, I know you're happy that y'all won because, boy, I had a feeling if PV would have lost, well, it would have been a long line of people waiting for you to get out that stadium.
Boy, nobody would have left. Nobody would have left. They would have been stocking the doors. You can see what's telling you. Yeah, you're damn right. Them devils got up on there real quick.
I already know, man, but I know you're glad you made it out there with your prediction, though, like for real, though. But with the Celebration Bowl, man, you got to go with the better coach, man. He don't win it. He don't did it this far, so like how you said, Perry said, if you've been riding with him all year, you might as well ride with him now.
Might as well ride with him now.
But all right, that's all I got for you, though, man.
Hey, man, appreciate the call. Listen, man, I appreciate everybody for jumping on, man. I really appreciate that. We might keep that going. Call lines get a little hectic sometimes, so that's pretty cool. Let me say this before I get up out of here. Again, Ahmad, it's not. Let me say this. Let me say this. What Tremaine Jackson did year one, it's very special. Very special. And why people see, I need y'all to understand why I say the things that I say. I'm not saying that everybody is Tremaine Jackson. I'm not saying that. But I am saying that if you're coming from a blue blood program, you don't get 3 years. You don't get 3 years. You just don't. I'm sorry. I'm not giving you 3 years. In this day and age in college athletics, I'm not giving you 3 years. I'm giving you 2. I'm giving you 2 years to get it fixed. Simple. It's very simple. Year 1, I'll have you take your bumps and bruises. Year 2, you better be competitive. I'm not even saying you got to win a championship. Listen to, you can't Sam shade year 1. I'm going to say that again. You cannot Sam shade year 1. That is unacceptable. Right? Unacceptable. You can't Sam shade year 1. I'm not having it. Because then year 2, you're on the hook. It better get fixed. Because when you have coaches like TC Taylor going 7-4 when they have a gutted team, when you have teams like Tremaine Jackson turning it around year 1, when you have Mickey Joseph being competitive in year 2, has not lost to Jackson in 2 years. I don't give a damn if Grambling got their number or not. Right? Eddie Robinson came off from selling real estate to never having a losing season and never losing to his rival. You cannot tell me any different. I'm sorry. I'm not giving it to you. I'm not giving it to you. So again, whoever comes into the FAMU job, you don't have 3 years. You got 1 in a possible. It's facts. If you think you that good, take the money, make it happen. It's a non-negotiable to me. Now, NCAT and the CAA and the Hampton schools, okay, yeah, I got to give you 3 years. You got to play with the white boys. They're a little tougher. Okay, cool. I'll give you that. Right? But in the SWAC, in the MEAC, if I just had 2D coaches in year 1 take my team to the championship, it's because they know how to build a program. If I had Deshaun Jackson take Delaware freaking State to 8 wins in year 1, it's because you know how to build a program. I'm telling you right now. Any coach, Alonzo Hampton, I know he's staying. He would be on the hot seat. Cozy, that's why his ass got fired. Sam Shade should be on the hot seat. Like, I'm not pulling no punches, man. Marshall Faulk ain't got 3 years. I don't give a damn what you talking about. If Deshaun Jackson can turn around Delaware State in year 1, Marshall Faulk is on the same timeline. You in Louisiana. You Marshall Faulk. Figure it out. So that's where I'm at with it. So when y'all talk about, oh, Scotty always want to get somebody fired, it's because if you know how to build a program, listen, it's not, and I want to be very clear, it's not you got to win a championship. You have to look competitive. FAMU was not competitive. I don't give a damn what Bobby Swoop, whatever his damn name is. You weren't competitive with RJ Johnson. If you're losing to Howard, you're not competitive. If you're getting blown out at home, you're not competitive. Alonzo Hampton, you keeping your job because you done beat Southern, the worst Southern team in the last 100 years. Congratulations. So again, it's not that you got to go. Listen, I'm going to be honest with you. If it looks like Mickey Joseph, I'm cool. Let me break it down. If Sam Shade does what Mickey Joseph does this year, that's a damn good year for Alabama A&M because you haven't sniffed Jackson's draws in the last 4 years. So if Sam Shade just does what Mickey Joseph did, that's half the battle. Beating Jackson and beat your rival, or being competitive against Jackson, which means losing by less than a touchdown, and beating Alabama State. You good. But if you lose again, he should be fired. Why play this game? I'm not playing this game with anybody. When you have coaches, because again, if A&M, I need y'all to understand, if A&M would have got off their ass and fired Manor a year early, you have Tremaine Jackson. If you get off your ass and you fire Tremaine and you fire Connor Manor a year early, you have Tremaine Jackson. That's why you got to get off your coach when he's bad. Get off of him. And find the next guy. Period. Because think about it. People ain't going to want to hear this. A&M and Prairie View are the same program. You can say whatever you want. A&M and Prairie View in the last 4 years are the same program. They don't have no fans. They're looking for support. They have the financial resources to give you what you need to be successful. They're, outside of Prairie View being in Texas and being in the bad way, if A&M, if Conor Manor was in the West, he would look like Eric Dooley. That's facts. If A&M was in the West, he's Eric Dooley. And you just would have got beaten every SWAC championship because you didn't have a defense. They're the same exact program. One got off their coaches faster. Eric Dooley, he left technically. Bubba McDowell didn't get renewed. Right? And now they're on Tremaine Jackson. Conor Maynard's fired. Sam Shade should be on the hot seat. And now, if I'm A&M fans, I'm starting my coaching search now. Because if that shit looks the same way Sam Shade just did, you got to go. You got to go. So I'm sorry. I just gotta keep it a buck. So that's just my little 2 cents. But overall, back to Jackson, I think Jackson, I don't think it's like an end-all be-all. I do think year 3 might be a little tougher. Because I know there's a lot of seniors leaving, there's a lot of players leaving. We'll see what it looks like if they can keep Lockhart. Shout out to his mom. I really love the way the kid played. I don't think the offensive play calling did him any favors, but I think he played outstanding. Outside of the pick, he played outstanding. For a true freshman to come into that big of a game in that moment, he played lights out, and you got to give him kudos for that. And the one thing I do like about his game is he's not scared to push the ball down the field. He really isn't. I just think that TC and them guys need to do a better job of coming up with better quick game. That is what it is for me. What else? We'll see, because again, the conference isn't getting worse. It's getting better. I think T-Buck in year 2 is going to be better. I think Alonzo Hampton is just going to be bad and be a good motivator. I think if Mickey Joseph comes back to Grambling, I think they're going to be competitive. I think Marshall Falk, year 1 is going to be competitive, hopefully, right? Hopefully, right? I think when Quinn Gray gets this FAMU job, which everybody assumes is going to be Quinn Gray, I think they're going to be better in year 1 because, again, there's talent on that team. You just got to put it in the right places, right? So, again, I think all these things are going to be better and well executed, better coached, because that's all the SWAC really needs is just better coaching. You get some better goddamn coaches in this conference outside of the financial issues that UAPB and Valley have or whatever. This could be a damn good conference with just some quality coaching. Flat out. Flat out. So that's my little 2 cents. But I'm about to get up out of here, man. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. As always, make sure you go to the link in the chat that's pinned in the message to vote for me and Perry for our categories, man. We appreciate you guys. Shout out to my guy from HBCU Pass, Mel, for doing the HBCU Creator Awards. Shout out to everybody I met at the game. The young lady that says she's my #1 fan. Absolutely appreciate you and your husband. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate all the love. Listen, until next time, you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to holler. God bless. Don't miss Wednesday. I'm going to act a damn fool with Mike Reed. You don't want to miss that.